hopefully that's good. Oh god, what weapon am I using? I forgot I had a run in progress last time. Hi! How's everybody doing today? I'm done finals. I have freedom again.
My greetings to you, little sprout.
Good, okay. That's not bad.
Give me a better boon.
Hey! How's it going, Neil? Good to see you. Neil or Sarah. I'm guessing it's Neil because Sarah usually chats with her own handle. Very happy to be free. Now I can focus on working on things. And such things that I have planned. Two, Kyra. I completely forgot that, like, I was in the middle of a run. Hey, Seven. Jesse! Hey! By the way, Jesse, Neil,
you look lovely this day
you are both free if you want to come hang out while I stream. Like, in the voice, if you want. Very chill times. Aw, thank you, Jesse. Yeah, people... The best place to help me, because I actually just get it directly without, like, YouTube or anything taking a cut, is through Ko-Fi. But I appreciate it so much. Alright, sounds good, Jesse. I will, when you're ready, I will... Oh no, I placed my camera in a bad position for being able to see the screen. So let me finish this boss fight and then I'll get into a voice call space that works. Oh, seriously, Skylar, like, being done finals is the fucking best. Okay. By complete coincidence, my friend Skylar, who is a different Skylar, I was messaging with him the other day, just being like, I'm finally done finals, I have freedom again. We really were like coffee or something. But yeah. I can't remember what the build is based around, so I've probably checked what my abilities are. Oh yeah, that's what I'm using the broken spell combo. You just apply a shit ton of chill to people and infinite stacking. So, I'm kind of really good at Hades. Like, I haven't played in a while, so I'm playing a little rough right now, but, I think I got to the end credits, like, unreasonably fast, because I won most of my runs after a certain point. Hey, dear. Oh. So, yeah, semester is done. I have some freedom. Actually, when Jesse gets in here, I'll talk about some stuff that we've been working on, because I'm excited about that. Yeah. Oh no, it's just like infinitely playing that water sound. That sounds awful. I forgot that this game wasn't set to like windowless, so yeah. But yeah, how are you all doing? What's new with you, chat? Are you done finals? Are you still doing finals? How bad have your finals been? Mine were fun. I might have criticized my WGST teacher in my final. Look, cis people annoy me. It's fine. I was very careful with how I worded it, but just
Enough of this place.
she presented queer theories as if they were like queer theories, like the commonality of queer theory overall is that it's specifically focused on sexuality, which is just so absurdly incorrect. Outside of the fact that, like, you know, generally what is considered the start of oh no, you know, the start of queer theory is Judith Butler's work on gender. Like, even if you go back to the sourcing of how it came about, like, it just...
Welcome.
It's just absurd to be presented as primarily about sexuality when queer theory is more broadly about questioning essentialization in categories, you know? Like... Anyway, I wrote a good thing about it. I'll probably read it in a bit. I'm happy with it.
I heard a certain something.
Ooh, this was one of the best upgrades of the game. Like, look at that. Fast as fuck. Thanks, Cheyenne. I hope you're doing well. Yeah, God, lot of cool people popping by. That's because Hades isn't that hard of a roguelike, to be honest. Which I know some people disagree with even classifying it as a roguelike, and like the systems which help you you know, get better between runs and stuff help a lot. I'm running my least favorite weapon too, so. Okay. Oh shit, sorry. I think I sent you an invite to my. One second.
Not yet.
I will just go check that server. If you just want to join my like Patreon server, Jesse, and I'll just drag you into the stream room there. I have sent you a link. Also, is everything working okay? I noticed my Twitch viewers went from like 10 to 0 for some reason, so I just want to make sure there isn't like a glitch. Audio good? Everything's okay? I'm so sorry that it like glitches out when I alt tab. Oh god, this weapon's really bad at dealing with these things. Alright. Perfect. Jesse, drag in. Oh, that was the wrong one. Hey, Jesse!
Hey! How are you?
I am good. How about you?
I'm good. Sorry my audio quality's crap. I'm in
You're-
LA at the moment,
you're
because I was
fine.
location scouting today. Or yesterday, I should say.
Exciting for Identity
Yeah.
Slicing? Yeah.
Yeah, it
That's
was very
fucking
cool.
awesome.
We found, there's a couple places we looked at, but the one we were very excited about was we found a queer-owned, like studio space and like the lady is who runs it is Life Goals. She is like this older like lesbian woman who is just the coolest.
Iconic and incredible. Also, hey Matt, how's it going? Oh, I forgot to go back so I can switch. I am very organized, very professional.
Oh, always professional, always, always. Congrats on finishing your semester.
Oh, it sucked. I'm glad it's done.
Welcome to semesters. Yeah, that's how it goes.
It's also just the problem of like,
New
I
stars
definitely
with the twin fists.
overdo things sometimes.
Mm.
Because I'm just
You and me overdoing things? I'm shocked. I've
Never.
never heard of that.
us overdoing something. We'll talk about it overdoing something in a little bit. What was I gonna say? But yeah, why is my brain like meh?
Man, you're doing a lot. You're dealing with a lot.
It's like I'm basically done my degree. I just have like the stupid like you need to hit 120 credit units to graduate. So I've just been taking
Get the easy things out of the way. Yeah,
Yeah.
just like whatever classes sort of thing or things. Yeah.
But yeah, hi everybody in chat. Hi Thomas Tom. Hi Soyborn. Hi Queer Theory. Hi everybody. Hi. But yeah, it's just it's actually that's actually just
But congratulations on finishing finishing it up.
Yeah, because it sucked. It was very long and annoying. Just the problem with like taking first year writing courses when you are not at that level is that you tend to like my quality of research. Like I can't not do a irresponsibly bad job. And like. So, I don't know, it's just like, because I just decided to take some like random electives that seemed interesting, but it was also just like, there were types of classes where I'm like, the teacher's just wasting your time in a lot of ways.
Yeah, no, I've had those classes too.
Yeah. So, I don't know, I'm pretty happy with how they came out though, like, and I did well, and the stuff I wrote for them was good, and I got good marks, so. I'm so done with university and so demotivated towards it, and then like trying to work, while being chronically ill, while going to university, is really tough.
In the name of Hades.
And like I have $50 in my bank account. Patreon.com/Aaron. Yeah, so it's 20% dodge chance against any attack. Very good.
Well, it's good that you're wrapping it up.
Yeah, and then just get to work on things for YouTube. Which, speaking of, it's great that you're here because we can talk about a thing we've been working on.
Yeah, no, I am very pumped for that. I am very pumped for that.
I've mentioned it in places, but Jesse and I are doing a very big video. Not a recently big video about Star Wars.
I can't say who, but I had I might have told you. I don't know if I told you, but I might have had a meeting last night, like a dinner meeting with a couple people that work on TV shows and stuff, and I actually showed them segments of your bit and my bits from that Star Wars video, and they were very excited.
Okay, Jesse, stop doing that.
I'll tell you off stream. We'll talk off stream.
Okay, we'll talk off stream. I can probably guess like who some of the people were, considering stuff, but like
yeah.
Also just a certain writer for a certain game from a specific franchise. That was wild.
Oh, that was very fun too.
I feel so affirmed that my reading. Look, my ratings of Tron are just correct. Disney agrees.
confirmed by someone who actually is the only major person working on the franchise at the moment. So leave it there.
Yeah, currently writing.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly.
I am. That actually brings up like. So there's a lot of weird parallels between the Tron Legacy redo script, which has been like 50 to 90%, somewhere between 50 and 90% complete since around when
In the name of
Um,
Hades.
when I released Queer Relativity. Like that script has been. I think I started rewriting Tron Legacy around when the Matrix video released. Perhaps Orpheus, maybe. It's more a thing of I'm getting a little bit of feedback, Jesse. Sorry.
Oh, am I in?
Yeah.
Oh, am I in? Yeah, sorry. It's, again, welcome to me being in
Oh
LA.
no, it's all good. I just letting you know.
Give me a second. I'll see. Let me quick.
Trend
Sorry.
here.
Again, I'm trying to fix it. Give me a second.
It's okay.
I'll help it.
It's
Give me a
okay.
second. I don't have my setup.
What Doom effects do I have? Oh yeah, I think I have Doom on my Y. Yeah, that's a good choice. Also, I'm annoyed that I took damage. That's silly of me. Yeah, no, like
we should fix it.
so as Starnicorn just pointed out, the original Tron soundtrack was made by Wendy Carlos, one of the most important trans people in electronic music history. Like, her involvement in early synthesizers basically is why we have a huge amount of genres. Like, which is why I found things like my pop music class really fucking frustrating this semester because it doesn't mention her once. Like,
Well, yeah, let's erase women from history. Yeah, that's exactly how that goes. Yeah.
well, but it's specifically only erasing trans people. Lots of discussion of women, just not of trans women.
Hmm?
I was not paying attention to the fish, and I just clicked the button for no reason. That was silly.
Yes, what is it?
But yeah, no, it's fun times how people get erased from different stories and who are the ones that get erased. So.
I wonder what could cause that.
Mhm.
Wonder what things in our system could start. That's fucking sick, Thomas.
Splitters.
I'm guessing you were the same Thomas with the same thing from Discord. I should message me after the stream, or like even just during the stream, and I'll respond after the stream. Like from the video essay Discord. Because I would love to hear, love to read your project on Wendy Carlos, but also because, yeah. So the reason why I said the Tron Legacy script has been 50 or 90% complete, depending on how you view it, is that I wanted to cover every piece of Tron media, and I will. But the script is already 30 pages long and 16,000 words, and I haven't written the conclusion, which is probably going to be not short.
It's also that sounds like my script for Star Trek Picard Season 3. It is currently sitting at 20 pages, because I have thoughts on this season of Picard. Not all of them great.
Well, it's better than your thoughts on Season 2!
Yeah, well, it's a better written season. It is also a season that has me more upset about certain things that they did. So, pick your poison.
Yeah. Is it as bad as that one character's handling in Season 2?
No, well, yeah. Let's just say, I have thoughts. I have thoughts on this season. I can rant at you about their use of queer metaphor that accidentally frames trans people as fascists.
No, not again.
That quite literally trans is the youth that need to be cured. Yeah.
I'm.
And it's called an infection. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
This exhausted me.
It is a metaphor, but they fucked their metaphor really badly, and it came out really offensive. So yeah, I have thoughts on that, and then also some of the treatment of queer people, literally in the narrative, and also people of color and stuff. So it's like, you could just tell it was written by a cis dude, and that's sad.
That makes me sad.
Yeah. There's some good stuff in there too, though. I will say, like, Data gets some cool stuff and everything, so it's fun. Yeah.
This is why we you know, when we work on things, we work with, and this is a crazy concept. I shouldn't use that term. I'm literally planning a video about why you shouldn't use that term. Why would I? My brain is.
It's ingrained in our brain. Don't worry.
What was I gonna say? No, it was more the thing of like I was recreating a certain type of person's way of speaking, and then I was like, I don't like that. Anyway, the point is, I'm a lesbian. I always choose the first.
Anytime soon.
When you take damage. That one's pretty good. What was I saying? I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
I've completely lost track of. Can you tell
yeah, I
I've
was
just been
just
like overworking myself for a while and I've got
You
no
have
thoughts,
been.
head empty.
And now you have to work on our Star Wars video, which I'm sorry about. Take a break.
No, I can't wait. Look, animating is just gonna be fucking fun. Okay, let's talk about the Star Wars video because I need to.
I'm very excited about it. I've seen some of the stuff
So-
that because we have Needless one of my editors is working on some of the animation and stuff for it, and some of the stuff he's doing is very, very cool. I'm excited about it.
Yeah, but
And he's doing the video essay animation, not the like creative animation that you're doing.
yeah, I'm doing an animated short film.
I'm
I
very
know what I'm getting
excited.
damaged by. I wasn't thinking about it. It's Poseidon's attack. That makes sense. I should have thought about what that wave is. It's fine. Yeah. What is 860? I don't know. Lunos, I don't know what that means, bud. Hey, Athalius, how's it going? That's really good in the final boss. Do I spend stuff now or save it? I think I'm gonna save it. That's incredible, Luna. That's so bad. Luna's Rose Manor said, I just got a campaign leaflet from the Tories complaining that extra social housing is a bad thing. You know, if your worldview is that poor people deserve to die, it is. Fuck you, Lunas! To be clear, that is a funny fuck you to a friend of mine, not a like being mean to a chatter thing. Calling me out like exactly, Triss, exactly. More houses will make it harder to access NHS services. Actually, more housing will result in less strain on your medical system, because that's how housing affects the medical system. You should,
but yeah,
you should. Anyway, sorry, you were saying?
Oh, I'm just saying I probably can't stay for too long because I do have to get some work done for tonight. Then I'm hanging out because I'm hanging out at Dr. Aaron's house tonight. We're gonna be playing board games, which should be fun. She and her husband are amazing, so we're playing board games tonight.
I hope you two have a lot of fun.
She's wonderful. We were doing all the sort of it was kind of funny because yesterday we were doing our location scouting, so we went from a bunch of different locations, but we had time in between, and so she's like, let's just make this location scout a kind of bar crawl. So we just went from like bar to location to bar to location and got drunker the whole time. She's phenomenal. Dr. Aaron's like the best person. So yeah, she and her husband are like the absolute sweetest and just super kind. So I'm excited. So. I do have to finish up some work in a little bit, but I wanted to come on and congratulate you. We also should talk. When I'm getting back home on Friday, so sometime this weekend we should chat and we can figure out Star Wars stuff and talk that out and everything.
Yeah. So the Star Wars video is unique.
It's gonna be. It will. I legitimately can't wait for people to watch it because I think it'll blow people's minds and be like, what is happening right now? It's just like click on this, like, oh, Jesse did a Star Wars video, and click in, just like, what's happening? Oh, Aeronox in it. What's going on? Oh my God. It's animated.
Like it is a video essay, but it's kind of also an entire film, and like some of the best media analysis I think either of us have ever done. Like,
I am so proud of this video on so many levels. But yeah, no, I'm very pumped for people to see it. We can talk about it more in a little bit, but yeah. I just wanted to pop on and say I adore you and congratulations on finishing your stuff.
I love you, Jesse, and you're the best.
You are the
Probably
best.
pay more attention to this boss fight, but
Yes, go pay attention. Adore you. You are the best. We will hang out and talk more. Love to everybody in the stream. You are amazing, and I adore y'all. So, all right, I'm gonna head out, but send me a love.
yeah, that was how's everybody in chat doing? Stop blocking, you asshole! I hate Theseus with a burning passion. Outside of just his character, he's being the most annoying fucking character in the game by a large margin. Haha! You're having a very gay day today? That's fucking lovely.
Nix's power.
Yes, as in my the lovely person that I write with, Jesse Gender, yeah. But yeah, so Jesse and I are doing a Star Wars video. So it started as like just a series of conversations where we realized we both wanted to make the same Star Wars video, basically, and we're like, well then let's just make it together, right? And so Jesse wrote the first draft of it, but like heavily based on the conversations we'd had, and there was a couple of paragraphs and things that were from an earlier draft of a script for myself that was in that version. She sent it over, and it was a very straightforward essay, right? Classical style, very linear, very normal. And she was like, make it Aeronautic weird. And I was like, okay, I can do that. Oh, that's awesome, Skylar. And don't want to waste gold. I've done a good job of collecting gold. Yeah, so I took that essay that was a normal essay. I made it really weird. Really good. Really weird. And I kind of just chopped it up and I turned it into this, there's 4 different layers. Definitely none more than that. So yeah, in the essay, the vast majority of the time, I am not performing as myself. I am performing a very fun character. I don't know how else to describe it. And that's the 4th layer. And the 2nd and 3rd layers are sort of like if Jesse was doing like a documentary on George Lucas, and then like the 3rd layer is like a video essay about the politics of Star Wars itself. But the first layer, which is my baby, is an animated short film that I'm doing, sort of in the style of Genndy Tartakovsky's Clone Wars, but like obviously it's not going to be as well animated because I'm one person. I can make cool shit, but it's not going to be that cool. Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to getting to release that video because it's just, we've been working on it for so long. Like, like we at one point early on thought it would be released earlier this month. Like months and months ago, that's when we thought we'd be releasing. Yeah, and when we release the essay, I'm gonna be putting up just like the animated short film stuff on its own as like a film on my Patreon, so that'll be fun. Along with like, as I work on it, some behind the scenes stuff. So that'll be cool. And yeah, Genndy Tartakovsky's Clone Wars is incredibly underrated. I think it's some of the best example of how to do visual storytelling in a really economic manner. Like, it tells you so much about these characters in the spans of minutes or even seconds. Like, and it has, there's just really good shit there. I love Genndy. It also just has some of the coolest clone stuff, and I'm obsessed with my boys. They'll fuck both animated Star Wars for whitewashing the clones, cause like, what the fuck? God, Clone Wars is a messy show. Clone Wars is such a messy show. Like, it's hard to even properly encompass how messy it is. Like, I love Clone Wars. I don't think I've ever seen a show with a more inconsistent quality. God, I hate gauntlets. Least favorite weapon in the game. Yeah, I mean, Star Wars as a whole is messy, but I love it. I just think that Clone Wars is, like, peak messy. You know? And there's... Like, I made a watch order of Clone Wars for Lady Night so that she could watch the series and understand why I like it and what the issues with it are and how best to approach watching it. Because, yeah, there's just entire episodes that are not worth watching at all. And Clone Wars is not a linear show. It is 50 different shows in a jumpsuit. Like, it's just a trench coat over a bunch of different shows that they're all standing on top of each other and they say, we're one show. And it's more comparable to, like, the MCU structure than, like, yeah, characters will reappear and have ongoing storylines across these different things, but, like, the one show isn't really one show, which is its benefit and its like, worst element at the same time. So you get incredible arcs. You know, Umbara is fucking great. Mortis is such an interesting exploration of, like, the metaphysics of Star Wars through metaphor. Like, that, I fucking love Mortis. Like, and even, like, a lot of the bad ones are so weird, or at least fun for the most part, but then you just get to the bigoted ones. Like, there are ridiculously bigoted episodes of Clone Wars, and it's never, like, malicious. It's just like a bunch of old white dudes didn't know what they were doing. So, like, I love Clone Wars, but it's never not messy. It's never not a complicated love of a show. And so, yeah, like any Jar Jar episode is rough. If people don't understand why I recommend Foreign's video, fuck, what's the title? If anyone can remember the title, there's a video that Foreign did where he talked about, like, Jamaican coded characters in shows and things. Hope you're doing well, Miranda, sorry. But, like, yeah, Jar Jar episodes are often some of the most rough episodes for this sort of thing. This is just, hey Soul Bunny, how's it going? Everybody should be watching Soul Bunny. She's fucking great. There's so many cool people who've popped by. I'm really glad to see you all. Miranda, the worst season is the first season. I highly recommend skipping the majority of season 1 episodes. In my watch order, I'm gonna clean up the watch order so it's not just, like, specific to Lady Night, and then I'll put it out for patrons, and when if I release a Clone Wars video, we'll see if I end up making it. When which would be the weirdest format video ever, because it would basically be like 50 short video essays on different like arcs. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome, Soul Bunny. By the way, if you're not up to anything, you're welcome to come hang out in voice. Any creator friends I've had on stream before, feel free to come hang out. I will send a link. But yeah, so Clone Wars, I love it. It's so messy though, and I really do recommend that, like, if you're gonna watch it, if you like message me somewhere, I'll send you the watch order. But like, again, it's messy. Oh, thank you, Miranda. Thanks, Frigg. I am having a good day. I'm done finals. I'm having a great day. And my brother, my dad, and I are going to Dungeons and Dragons later. I am so excited. I know I'm gonna like it. Thank you, Kyan Khan. I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, we're talking Star Wars in here. I like summoned you by talking about Star Wars.
All tuned up.
Armor Destruction's really nice. Oh, very understandable, Tris. Who was it? Or if you don't want to say, you don't have to say, because obviously, yeah, not all altars need to be public. Also, Tris, you're welcome to come hang out too. Hey, So Bunny, how's it going?
Sorry, I'm just my headphones on.
Oh, you're all good. You're all good.
Amazing. Sorry, I was eating lunch. I am amazing. I am so amazing, God. It's just a trip right now for me. I'm in a very unique.
Aw, I'm glad.
There's a lot of emotions. So I just got done interviewing someone that is so crucial to my video because I had every intention of including them. But then I ended up removing them from the script. And then I had the courage yesterday to go and ask them on Twitter. DM's like, hey, is it okay if I cover your story? Like, I talk about you in my video. And they're like, yeah, actually, I'm super enthusiastic about it, and I'd be happy to be interviewed to talk to you. So it just happened.
If I ask who it is? You don't have to share if you don't want to, though.
I'm being mysterious for now.
I love being mysterious. I love doing that. It's very fun.
Yeah, so I was wording it like this personally, but yeah, I wanted to be surprised. But it's definitely we had such a fruitful hour-and-a-half conversation. There's a lot to edit for me, but not a lot. But it's definitely
no. It is because just it is an hour-and-a-half minimum. You know what I mean? Like that is one of the difficult parts of just like I love interview editing, but it does take time. Like I was editing for Turb's Gasification of Masculinity video. Like, it just takes time because you have to go through the entire thing multiple times and make sure you get everything you want. It's all in the order you need it to be. You know, you didn't have any stuff that you shouldn't. It's an interesting, but it's a fun challenge editing wise. Like it's a different experience than my normal video essays are, and it was fun to learn about that style because I'm hoping to use it more in future videos. Like I definitely am gonna be bugging you at some point for certain videos.
Yeah, totally.
Like I kind of have two major projects planned right now, other than just like the stuff I'm doing for Jesse and the stuff I'm doing for Turb and whatnot. But yeah, so I have the redo of my Tron Legacy script, which is as much a rereading of that film with 2 years of change in skill and quality. Hey, Feek. Oh no, don't worry. I appreciate you just being here, buddy. It's good to see you.
Well, that's really great to hear.
Yeah, so but the Tron Legacy piece is a piece about why we re-engage with past works of art, why we redo things, why do we, continue to tell the same stories again, and what is that, like, what is the value of that? Because I've noticed like an increasing form of very shallow media analysis, which basically comes down to, if it's re-engaging with a work of art that's already existed, it's bad. Like, if it's a sequel, if it's a prequel, if it's a retelling of something, it's inherently bad. And it's something that really bothers me, because I think it's very disrespectful to a lot of cultures, like art history, the history of vocal, like, retellings of stories, the reality of how humans tell stories. And it's like, the things that you're all hating aren't that it's a sequel. You're hating capitalism, because capitalism fucking sucks, and it ruins any art made inside of it.
Olympus, I accept this message.
So I'm gonna make a case for the value of reimagining, re-engaging, and making sequels to a work of art by doing that. Because this video is a remake, a redo, a sequel, and like it does all of these things at the same time.
Hey, I'm all for that, especially as an artist that like goes back and repaints the same painting like once a year, just to see the improvement and just like why I enjoy drawing this piece or this character, or like, retracing those steps of what draws me in. I get that. I definitely get that. Even just like,
I'm rich.
yeah, I'm excited. Do you have like an idea of when it will be out?
So my aim for both this one and the other one I'm about to talk about are both releasing on June 30th. That is my goal. June 30th is the 2-year anniversary of the original release of Tron Legacy is Unintentionally Queer. But this piece, my tentative title in my head right now is Tron Rereadings and Legacies, or Legacies and Rereadings, or something like that. Something along those lines. I'll figure out something that's better. Like, I'm bad at doing, like, and actually Feet helped me for the Bechtel video. I'm bad at doing like clickable titles. It's just not something that like meshes with my head as an artist, which I'm sure you understand how that feels.
No, yeah,
Always a pleasure.
I just feel like, I don't know, I'm being jokingly, but do you believe in astrology?
Time to go.
No,
Not believe,
but
like, no, not at all. You don't like, I'm a
I've-
Leo.
So here's my experience with astrology, and I've annoyed people by saying this before, which is growing up having random people decide I'm an evil person because I'm a Gemini. Like, that is my so I don't know.
I was just about to give support to us. I was about to say, like, I have easy access. Like, I have a way of titling just because I'm a Gemini. It's just like, oh. It just comes to me just to, like, or even just, like, now that I'm leaning into myself more, because I would say this video I'm not being as docile or diplomatic. Well, you haven't been on Twitter. I don't think you're on Twitter.
Fuck Twitter. Everybody should
Let me
leave Twitter. Twitter literally today, silently removed all protections for trans people from their policies.
I heard
Silently.
something about that.
Yeah. Twitter's bad. Leave Twitter. Twitter is bad for your mental health. It is bad for your brain. and I can give a professional examination of why Twitter in particular has really major problems. TikTok reflects a lot of these problems as well. YouTube to a lesser degree does, but Twitter in particular is one of the worst, and Elon made it drastically worse. Which is that Twitter's primary algorithmic engagement is anger. Anger and a specific form of minor amounts of dopamine. So every time you get an interaction on Twitter, even a negative one, your brain gives you a little dopamine. If you've ever seen people do those types of arguments where they do the same, like quote tweet, quote tweet, quote tweet, quote tweet, quote tweet, quote tweet for like 5 hours, that's why. They are getting dopamine from it, even as it is an unpleasant experience. It's like the worst case of like a dopamine button that also hurts you. It's kind of like those rats that will press the treat button even if it's zapping them.
Mhm.
Like, it's literally the same process. So, Twitter trains your brain to want those dopamine releases, then it makes you upset. What do you do when you're upset? You look for dopamine. It's addictive, and it's really harmful. I have a vehement hatred of Twitter, and
I've
I
learned
didn't
that
realize how
firsthand.
bad it was until I left Twitter, and then I was like, oh, wow.
Yeah. I will definitely say I had my
Yeah.
first really like semi-viral tweet.
Oh, no,
Well,
it
tweet
sucks.
blow up.
It sucks.
And I saw both. This was like probably like last week. And I remember because my boyfriend kept telling me, I'm gonna take your phone from you. Are you on Twitter again? He just kept making fun of me because I kept seeing it grow, and I was like getting excited to see like all the engagement and people actually hearing what I had to say. But it's because it was a very important thing because it was about
You ready for another go?
Black trans folks being murdered and us not being heard or being the same,
I can always get
getting the
there
same
much,
support and
much
attention
faster
that
than
white counterparts have, and the fact that
Absolutely.
why has it taken these anti-trans bills for you to finally realize how bad Black trans women have been dealing with this? Because it's a lot of I didn't know it was this bad until
And
they had to.
it's not, and like, it absolutely has primarily been them ignoring Black trans women, but it's also just like, they've ignored disabled trans people, they've ignored any trans person that isn't white, they've ignored, like a lot of rich trans people in particular, like, who get to avoid a lot of the violence that we deal with, because, like, it's just,
What, Gigi Gorgeous?
it's just
You know
frustrating.
exactly what it is, right?
Yeah. It's just frustrating because, like, for myself, you know, like I've talked openly in videos about like actual attempts on killing me. You know, so like it's like there's just a reality that's different if you are rich because you can pass really easily. You can have access to whatever surgeries you want. You can, you know, like it's and that's the only people that have had any sort of platform for a very long time. And it's not a mistake that they're all white and rich. Like, it's both. But yeah, primarily, like, I see it a lot even just with, like, random white trans people that are fucking poor, too. It's, like, they just ignore how this primarily affects y'all. And people should go watch So Bunny's video on trans misogyny.
Let's just say I
yeah.
dig deeper. You know, you haven't been on Twitter. Okay.
Yeah,
so you haven't.
tell me.
Okay, so because of so I'll give you the tea, I guess. That you've just So Bunny's Chronicles has been developing as you speak. I basically remember I sent a DM yesterday to a friend. It was like I didn't expect it. This escalated pretty fast. That's what I said. They just sent a laughing emoji. So pretty much ContraPoint dropped the video.
Oh, of course it was caused by that! We're not talking about Contra too much, please.
No, we're not. Okay, yeah, I don't want to. So, anyways, long story short, she dropped a video and she talked a tiny couple minutes. She talked about a certain individual's fan base, bitching about it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I'm speaking properly. So, anyways, my video talks about this particular ordeal. Anyway, so I see the same participants. I'm realizing their names, the same people that went after Cat Black.
Oh, yeah.
And I went in, you know, I could have helped myself. I'm sorry, girl. I could not help myself but to like.
No, you were fucking
She-
correct to say something, because, like, people have been so shitty to Cat Black for so long. Like,
It's coming to the end with this video. I am literally the tweets I've been leaving, like, it's not like I'm not docile Nikki no more. So funny.
Fuck yes.
But it's like, because it was literally, but people are hyping me up before, well, I'm almost finished, sorry. So, like, anyways, I clapped back at the bitch, because she sounds fucking stupid over here pushing misinformation. Because she was like, racism where? What racist comment? I'm like, oh, Rich, now you're being obvious. Now you really got, and you're one of the bitches that went after her? No, you really fucked up in my viewpoint. So I clap back, and she comes back with a stupid comment with an LOL because she knew I called it out as it is. And I just I replied and I quote tweeted her and just wrote that like white supremacy in the white trans community is alive, very much alive.
It fucking is. It really.
And then she
fucking
quote
is.
tweets me, and then when I didn't realize, I think she edits for them as well. Like they're highly. So I had I didn't really think about the consequences. I just said how the fuck I felt, and I'm sorry, I shouldn't be cussing.
I don't care. I don't care. Swear
I
away.
don't want you to penalize you.
Yeah, I know. Like YouTube will as long as we don't use anything that is deemed a slur, we're fine. I keep having to remember to not call myself a mean T slur, so like.
Okay, yeah, I won't do that.
I am not a. I know I have like a somewhat soft voice, and I don't like swear a ton of my videos just to like avoid stuff with the
Having already seen the splendid college of Persephone.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know.
But like I was a rower for a long time. I swear like a sailor.
Although,
Okay.
There's a reason why
Yeah.
there's swears from quotes from my mom in my most recent video.
But long story short, it pretty much it escalated, and then on both sides, and I got blocked, and when I realized, oh, you're being disingenuous, and and in the moment, I didn't really think about it, but in the moment, I was like, you know what?
Hypnosis.
I said, now I don't care that I'm blocked, but since you're this disingenuous, now you're in my video. Now I'm including you in my video. Literally, just straight up, just called it out like you're part of the, and I called it out like you're the group of white queer people that dogpiled Cat Black. Like, I'm over it.
There's a specific group of white trans people that dogpiles black trans people, and I guarantee, like, I'm gonna guess. I can fucking guess who these people are from what you're saying. Like,
I would drop the hoe's name.
DM me them. Like, I don't, but the reason I don't find like bringing up the names half the time is like super useful in most there's situations where it is.
Yeah, they're
valuable,
not.
and I think your
Yeah.
video is a valid place to put it. Is that like if I describe the phenomena, anyone who is paying real attention in my audience will apply it to the person. You know, and if they aren't, me being more explicit isn't gonna help them. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, because they're not applying critical thought when they're engaging with these people's behaviors. But like, it's there is a specific like particular group that like really actively does this shit. They've targeted a number of friends of mine. Like, and they also
She's one of the top dog ones.
Yeah, they also love targeting Asian queer people too. That doesn't get talked about much, but they do. Like,
ironically, my interview. That's the one hit. They are Asian. They were targeted. They were targeted by a lot of white queer people. They were. So what you're saying right now is very much.
What do you think the start of the Matrix video was? That was me platforming queer friends of mine. Neither of whom are trans, just cis friends of mine who talked about racism from the Wachowskis and got dogpiled by these same types of people. That's why that part of the video exists, and that's why the conclusion is worded in certain ways in certain spots, because like I was just fucking tired of BIPOC queer friends of mine DMing me about this shit, and I want to be clear, I'm not tired with them venting to me. That's not what I mean.
No.
I just realized how that could be sounded.
Yeah.
I know
you.
I was sick of fucking people going after my friends because there is a fucking racism problem in the white queer community, and like this video I want to do at some point. I just need to get the energy up to make it.
It's okay. I'm right now doing that right now.
Yeah, which like definitely will have like Bellamy in it, and Lady Night.
Oh Lord, I love that. That's so fun. That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, where I
Well, it does be.
No, I feel that we actually. So I will say about the interview, the little notes, little snippets. We did talk about the white queer community. We really went in on it. And my video really goes in. That's why I went from just discussing it to now I'm like, you know what, this bitch tried me. Now I have an actual real life example I can show the class, since you wanna clap at. You think you did something? Like pretty much they were like, because what it was is like my response to seeing the white supremacy is alive in the white trans community was them to quote tweet me saying white supremacy is disagreeing with Cat Black. That was literally verbatim what they quote tweeted me, but why? Like it was just so disingenuous. So I'm just like, okay. So, but anyways,
but that sums up how they behave, like all the time. They do this shit. Like I've noticed, it's a pattern. It's not just like where they'll be like, "Oh, white supremacy is when we disagree with insert BIPOC queer person, whoever's the situation that's being discussed." Right? It's and it's so disingenuous. I mean, I was talking about this with some people earlier today, where there's like how woke scold as a term came out of like co-opting. Like, we were talking about co-opting like language from marginalized groups and things, and like how it's not a mistake that they co-opt certain terms or purposefully damage the usage of those terms so that they don't mean what they originally mean, but just the way that the term woke scold is a thought terminating cliche meant to stop people from engaging critically with what's being said or occurring, right?
That's to silence people.
Yeah, and it's to silence people by telling people to not listen to that person because that person's an evil, bad person. They're one of the mean, evil, marginalized people. And it's not a mistake that woke scold is pretty much exclusively used for marginalized people, occasionally getting used for people that like actually show the fuck up for us when we need help,
Yeah.
But like it's such an obvious dog whistle, and it's such a frustrating one. Like it's so
I go into that. I had to break down that word in my video, like give a definition to it, and like literally I had to like in the intro, like I have to to give a little. I'll give your stream the tea, so the aeronaut stream has the soul money tea. I can't play hop down and just drop the tea. Anyways, in the intro, like after I kind of gloss over what the title is, which is the White Leftist Industrial Complex.
Ooh, that's a fucking clever title. That's a 10 out of 10 title right there. Very good choice.
I want my content to match the title, so I go in. I'm letting you know this is the last anti-debate pro video there's to be out there. My video there's nothing else to watch. I say it's not even just an anti-debate pro video, but it's in the general because look at it this way, it's not a drama video. It's not a drama video. It's a video that talks about the actual complexes, breaks down the traits, and then shows examples and real life examples of these traits, whether it's arrogance, whether it's being egotistical, whether it's feeling vindicated, thinking they're right, and what they're doing are just there's so much. There's a whole section just about the white queer community, and parts of my interview is going to be covered on that. And then they were mostly for culture preparation. They were for culture preparation, but because of how fruitful this conversation was, there's so many things that she said that I was able to come to the conclusion that I can use so much of her interview and for bits and parts of different segments throughout the video and even the ending. So it's just kind of like it was a very therapeutic interview of just sitting there, because it wasn't just me reading off my 8 questions and them answering, which the only thing that sucked is I didn't get my audio reading the questions, but I have all hers, so I'll just have to read them on camera again. But anyway, it was just so fruitful, and it's just like, I understand that like when this video is out, because I'm not engaging. I've said publicly, even in the beginning of my videos, like I said, I won't talk about them publicly moving forward. I'm transitioning. Like my content is not going to touch that. I'm going to focus on actual like leftist causes. And at the end of the video, that's kind of what I show. Like this is pretty much the videos to show why this is a mass purging for us as a community to not engage with them, and that we can sit here and redirect our energy towards building our own communities, building the trans people that we do know, and make it a more inclusive space for more people, marginalized folks, to want to be able to feel like they can do this. Because I'm one of those people that was a nobody like 5 months ago, and now because I feel comfortable enough to go make the video that I did that got me connected with folks, I'm here and I'm standing down on 10 toes in this video. And this video really like it goes from like the white queer community. It talks about why Jessie Gender got pushed off of Twitter. Them like the whole dog pile say her name situation, say her say her name.
Well, I mean,
so I go into that. I
like,
go into that.
Because you remember how I was around for all that shit. Like,
you were okay.
Like, because I don't remember like Bellamy and I, because that was right in the middle of us doing the charity stream, right?
Yeah, it was.
So Bellamy and I talked about that on stream, and like Bellamy can word everything fucking better than I can. I'll just leave it to her. But like, yeah, like
psyops and shit too. Really,
like it was fucking ridiculous. And I don't even know
why they in my video?
Yeah, it fucking pissed me off. And again, like, this is just after like Jessie and I had spent several months being very actively harassed by J.K. Rowling stans, and like I haven't really talked about this publicly, because like I don't feel much needed, but like there was a period of time there where I couldn't wake up a day without like comments on multiple of my videos from people. Like they were actively doing shit to seek out trying to harass me, right? Because I wasn't on Twitter and I wasn't easily accessible. And Jessie has like a Twitter that like still technically exists, but she doesn't use it. It's basically just for like saying when a video releases. For the most part.
I should read that.
But yeah, so like I'm fucking sick of these so-called leftists. They're mostly fucking white queer people that that's not mostly, but a lot of fucking white queer people that like spend all of this time reinforcing white supremacy in queer spaces. And
preach on it.
And it's the same type of shit. Like I'm genuinely at this point considering making a video called "Fascists Aren't Insane, You're Just Ableist," and it is not going to be fucking nice to pretty much. I'm not going to say anybody's names, but like, if I make that video, it's pointing a gun at pretty much the majority of our colleagues. Like, because I'm fucking done. I'm fucking sick of it. Like, as a mentally ill person with like, and I don't talk about my shit publicly because I know it'll be used against me, and I know that it will be used to discredit anything I try to say publicly and stuff. Outside of the fact that just like it puts me in a risky position due to how bad the mental health system in Canada is if I say certain things, so I don't. And like there are people that know about this stuff, like Bellamy and Jessie and like Lady Night and stuff, and like know my actual stuff, you know. And off air I'd be perfectly fine with telling you about it. It's so funny, but like the amount of rampant, and I mean fucking rampant, ableism amongst so-called leftists is it's disgusting and it's exhausting. And yeah, exactly, Vex. You're reinforcing white supremacy and its tropes for quick hit drama content because the algorithm and chatters love it. Exactly. But like,
that is actually very much true. Like,
that's like
me
true
making
of the content creators, but like the people that are primarily annoying me are the people following them. You know what I mean? Like, it's. I don't know how you can be a self-respecting fucking queer person and do the shit that these people do.
Honestly, but hey, I lay it in a way where like I'm saying, like this video, like it's white queers and then it's white woman tears is the second chapter.
Ooh, good. Yeah, that needs to be fucking talked about.
Lord, so I'm probably gonna hear something from FD on that one because long story short, there was a person that was included in one of his videos. I won't say which one it was because I'm not trying to make it too obvious. But they got interviewed and it seemed like the person was trying to save face, and also Bellamy says something. I'm gonna say something. Bellamy says something to FD about it, because in the live stream that where FD interviews me, he mentions that, and I knew exactly what he was talking about because I was writing the bitch in my script already. So he gonna know why Bellamy really went. So he gonna. So it's
Well,
so
no, it's like-
yeah.
Like, I think it's worth saying and note it, like, to chat too. It's like the stuff that what we're talking about. It's not fucking drama. Like, nothing.
Exactly.
That what we've said here.
These
is
are real
drama.
people's lives.
Like, we're talking about real impacts on our experiences as marginalized people in spaces that are meant to be safe for us, right? Like, I do not feel safe around a good 90% of people because of the rampant fucking ableism that they say on a constant basis. Like, it's really tough for me, because like a lot of people, like I'm gonna be straight up. If I make the video, this is kind of part of the point of that video, which is that like a lot of people's politics almost begins and ends at people with bad brains are the ones that have bad ideology, because it's very soothing for them to believe that they are incapable of having horrible ideology.
Honestly, so we do go into this interview. There's a lot about just. We talk about that. We talk about a lot, and I honestly I have to literally prioritize what's the best clips, because this is an hour and a half of just so much goodness, and I just have to see what's the most hit it on the nail sentences I can pull that are outside just from the questions alone that they answer. That just so this is honestly I feel because I was already proud of my project as is, but this is such a last minute inclusion that I'm editing after this. I'm editing my ass off today to get this all in and finalize my script so I can just do all my voiceover tomorrow and just glue everything together and then put it on Premiere for Saturday morning. But I do feel
Yeah, you better be fucking subscribed to Soul Bunny, and they're on Saturday.
The ending point of the video after White Woman Tears is the catalyst of all what made me make the video, which was the Cat Black situation. I really go and I give emphasis, I literally make a video appearance hey, this is Nikki here on camera. This isn't drama. These are real people's lives. This is an actually very alarming thing to see this happen. And so I want you to take this seriously. And then off camera, it goes back to art footage. But I really break down this isn't a drama video. This is they're gonna take it as a drama video, period. I don't care. They can be pressed
You
in
literally
my
can't
comments.
talk about stuff without it being trained. That's a drama video. I mean, fuck, there's people who try to interpret my fucking Matrix video as a drama video. You're not winning with these people.
Yeah, so I know not to. Oh, also that's why I was I have a tweet. It really. Let me just read him live over here. I'm showing you a fourth way door into Twitter, even though you're off Twitter. Okay. I've been playing. Here he goes. This is yesterday. I've been playing nicely, but I'm not playing around in this video. White people, cis, queer, and trans that orbit a Pacific space going to be pressed in all caps. That you got cooked with logic and receipts. You got the right black trans girl.
Yeah, no, I'm fucking excited because I think we've needed the type of approach that I know you're gonna take with this, with these things. A million times I've thought about making a video about the inherent white supremacy of the debate space as a construct, and covering why it's so bigoted in so many different levels, but just it sucks. It sucks to write about this stuff. It really does. And
it sucks. Yeah, it's taken me forever to make this because of how cringy. I had to go through these shitty ass clips, the ignorance, I had to write counter arguments.
And I am impressed because I could not deal with that. But yeah, I'm always just impressed with your ability to engage with that stuff. just like
It's my final one because it's a purging video. It's a purging
Yeah.
video for not me, but it's purging for the community. Like, let's purge these fuckers out of our system. Get your last little punches in now, because afterwards we're moving on. We're moving on to bigger and better things to build our community and actually do leftism. You know, like, so that's like I'm very much like, because it's a compromise. Because you know, like. You know, let's just say, like, you know, I went from, like, I probably shouldn't to, like, you know, if I am, I have to make sure, like, I'm going to push the message, like, at these, like, let's divest and
Yeah.
redirect that energy into us and our communities and build what we have and really boost folks up and encourage others and really, like, do this work if this message, whether it's Cop City, whether it's talking about trans misogynoir and just the overall nuanced trans issues that aren't heard about or heard of.
yeah.
You know, domestic violence, colorism. There's just a long list of things. Ableism. So much anymore. People need to know who Crutches and Spice.
Yes.
Spice and Crutches.
Yeah.
People need to
Imani.
know more who Crutches and Spice. Yeah, Imani. Yeah.
Yeah, she's
Well, I
fucking
bet
great.
you a lot of those ableist people don't know.
No, they don't. They definitely don't. Like,
Ex-
that's
Imani
the one thing I
would
miss
have-
about, like, there's like a couple of people that I miss being on Twitter. I deleted my TikTok recently too because I realized I was having a similar unhealthy relationship with it. And I miss being able to see Imani's stuff on a regular basis there. I should check if she has a YouTube or something. But
But yeah, I want to just put it this way. I am your guys. Okay, this is a joke. Bellamy's gonna cut my ass up. She gonna show me the Mariah. She gonna show me the Mariah Carey photo of her picking cotton in that one movie, The Light Skinned Slave. That's what I think. Oh, she gonna pull something there. Like, but anyway. Anyway. I don't know the name of the movie, but I seen the meme. But I know my mom. It's some big movie. But anyways, she gonna pull it up. She gonna pull out her archives. But I'm your guys's black trans woman sacrificial lamb.
oh, I feel sad, but like it really does feel like that way. Like trying to cover one of these things just feels like you're kind of offering yourself up as meat, so everybody else is gonna deal with it.
I'm just gonna take it this way. I've came to terms with it. Also, like, my boyfriend gonna snatch my phone, but two, I'm doing shrooms like 2 days after my video. So like, I'm literally detoxing it out my system and them. So
Good.
I'm not engaging. They can boost the algorithm all they want. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, like that's like when Jesse was deciding to make the JKR video, because like for so long I've just kind of tried to avoid talking about it despite like my experiences and everything, but I was like, yeah, you know what, like I'll come do it with Jesse, but you gotta be, this is it and we're done. Like this is the out. It's gotta be like when we were early in talking about this. So like I want to be clear, I was not a writer on Jesse's JKR video. I heavily influenced it due to a lot of conversations we had during that period of time, and like obviously I have that segmented. That's all me. Like that was just all me. But which I'm still very proud that I managed to make any sort of coherent sense, because that was unscripted, and. That was one take unscripted, and I was done. I was like, fuck it, if it sucks, I don't care, I'm done. I can't, like, think about it. It was, but, like, there was some things that needed to be fucking said, and Jesse and I said, okay, we'll be the face of this then. Like,
Yeah.
Certain other people decided to do some silly shit, but...
Yeah, so definitely, I'm your guys. Like, I'm gonna put it this way.
But
I'm gonna put it this way. I am left video essay tube's black trans sacrificial lamb. I'm sacrificing myself for all y'all, you white motherfuckers too. I'm doing the work. Okay, I'm doing the work. And
Yeah.
put it this way. Don't get mad on my behalf. Like, let them stomp me out, kick me up, fuck me up, all that. So when they're done, look at how shitty they look. Like they're gonna look like bullies. So
Let
'cause
them
that's what
be
it
the
is.
worst. Let them be the worst.
Yeah,
like
that's
like
really-
don't play their games. Let them be the worst fucking person in the room because they are. They always are. Like they don't make it hard to let them be.
They
the
don't
worst
make it
person.
hard. They don't make it hard to edit them either. True.
No.
That's the reason why. So, I end off the video about the Andrewism debate. That was
Oh,
that was a
what
nice
happened
way to
there?
end it. Oh Lord, you don't have to see it. How about
Okay.
that?
Well, I'm
I'll-
fucking out of the loop on everything.
well, good thing my YouTube video really like it's my first like due to the interview that I just had. This is going to be it went from being an hour likely like me like really trying to get it to an hour to it's going to be an hour plus video now. Like hands down. Like there's no getting
Nice.
around how like and this is kind of cool for me because this is my first big video, but people have been waiting for me. People have been waiting for this for my next video, and I've been talking about this for a while, and now it's finally come to light. I've been moved in since the beginning of last month. I've settled in. I allowed myself to be depressed for a month, and then I got my ass up. I also got a boyfriend now, and all these other things. It's like this life has gone on uphill. So now I'm just like, okay, I'm in a better, healthy space to actually write, really get somewhere with this. And now I've made enough progress to where I'm working on my thumbnail today, finishing my script, and editing down the footage from the interview, and just so I can just glue things together tomorrow night, hopefully by then. But yeah, I am in an amazing headspace. I'm just like stoked to just like putting aside like I'm not even thinking about the bad shit like only like I think it's gonna like I'm gonna shake up the table enough to have some discourses about the white trans community. Like I'm gonna really bring eyes to it because I have like I'm gonna be real. People was hyping it up. People was hyping me up. And it was several content creators in the comments. And I'm not saying FD was one of them, but FD was in the comments. Let's just say, well, because some shit got reunited. He left that comment. It made sense though. Just the timing has because of Contra's video and all that stuff and things are being reunited and me talking about the reunited thing. It's just like it's bound to like do what it needs to do to reach the people and to actually be heard. And I'm so happy that I'm giving the person I interviewed a chance to be heard, finally to be heard, truly heard, hear their side, and just like because they were dogpiled and it was a harassment campaign by them, an intense one, and it's just amazing for her to just be heard, and it's just like crazy just to see like how things on Twitter and especially all the 4chan and all that like turned something that was so simple into like all these straw mans against her and just, like craziness and just repeat igniting like it was this is a passing project. Like this is not just uppercutting these motherfuckers. This is actually like breaking down from a black trans perspective of what has gone down, like not even just like this ain't no low country. Like I'm gonna take my emotional energy, my emotional intelligence and energy to sit here and break this down for you to get why. And this is not just me sharing a clip, just
Thank you,
a clip
Athalias.
cam. But that's pretty much where I'm at, and I am excited, and I'm looking forward to the discourse that I start.
I'm really glad that you're doing this, and you got my full support. So like, just there's shit that needs to be said.
You'll see. I'm excited though. I am so excited. Like honestly, like and like I said, like this is a purging. Cause like I'm literally like I'm not gonna bring up these bitches again, ever again. I'm just over it. Like I don't never really tweeted at them ever. Like the only one person I have that was and it's still public is for the white woman tears part, and that's because they went after me. When I had like 500 followers, they pulled up my first YouTube video and like basically was like demanding me to delete my entire video. And like was trying to basically like, and because I was blocked, I had to go on my second account to go like look up on that to go see like why are people from this community saying this. And I'm seeing like a whole thread it pretty much wiped with tears, and then defending. You know, I have to go give it away,
There's-
but yeah.
And there's a thing that really annoys me about a certain type of white trans women that don't get, like, that they don't get that they can engage in, like, issues. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And, like, it fucking annoys me. Cause, like, I'm always worried about doing that, and then there's these jackasses that are just, like, using it like a fucking weapon. And it's just,
Yes, and that's the one thing we do talk about that in the interview too. See, like this was a very
fucking excited
fruitful
for the
interview.
video.
We go into a lot of shit. Like, girl, I would be paying you right now to help me with this, but you just got finished. But I have my shit down to get this out and pushed by Saturday because this, honestly, like this is gonna do things. This is Soul Bunny's ContraPoints, like my style, it's gonna be, people are like, how people, this is a ContraPoints video, like this is how I feel like this is, like, putting aside like the subject matter, like it's just like Soul Bunny, like, it's a Soul Bunny, but yeah, you get what I'm trying to say, like this is like me step into my first, like, really showing y'all what I can do, like really trying different editing.
It's the one where you feel like, okay, this is me. I figured it out. This is the confident, like, definitive piece. You know, like the. I get what you mean. I've had.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm
like,
finally there.
Yeah, my first couple videos, like, I don't love my first couple videos very much. For a variety of reasons. Like, they're not bad. I don't think any of the scripts are bad, but, like, production-wise, they're a mess, and there's just so much that I would have done differently now, but, like,
Yeah, I know what you felt. I'm gonna private my first video once I get my my watch hours together, which is this
Fair.
video. I know this video is literally like this. All I need is one upload left, and then it's gonna, like, I'm just less than 900 watch hours left, so that's just like 10K. This is also an hour-long video, so, like, it means I just need 100 people to watch it all. No. I mean, sorry, I need 1,000, like under 1,000, like 900 people, less than 900, less than 900 to watch the whole video. So, or how much? But it's just like, I'm just stoked to also just, like, I do feel like strongly, I hope my video will be the last of them. Like, I want, like, and in my script I do say something along the lines of, like, let my video be the last one.
Yeah, like, I'd love if we could just not, like, I want to be clear, I think the stuff you're adding is things that haven't, like, need to be said, that probably haven't been said well enough or completely enough, but I want it to be done. Like, I want us to not have to fucking deal with these fucking people anymore.
And that's why I said I'm the sacrificial lamb, because I've given it, because I made the jokes about being the Gemini, but I'm a cusp of Gemini.
Hey, Alice. Good to see you.
I'm a Taurus cusp, so I'm the last day of Taurus, and the next day is Gemini. So, I gave that little Taurus come through. So I don't deal with no speculation examples ever. I'm sorry, like, I go for the throat with my edits. Like, if I'm gonna use an example, I'm gonna make it one where you look bad trying to defend yourself. So go for it. Like, you look worse trying to defend it. So, I really kept it. I no semantics, no none of that. I just, like, as far as, like, I'm just gonna keep it just straight up for what it was. There's just, like, a way, even with the cat box situation, I'm giving you because people treated it like drama still, and there was just so many. There was a clip that I saw no one include that was the most mask off of them all, and I just, like, went in, not a clip, but, like, a section of a live stream.
Yeah.
And I get it, and it's like, put it this way, so and so misrepresents what they did and their retelling of the events, and then I immediately show them what they actually said. So showing how they're saying that he didn't do anything to escalate it, and I show immediately how they did everything to escalate it.
Yeah.
And it's just like, those are the examples that that's my editing style when I'm like with this and really showing like this is like you say one thing, but this is a receipt. This is just a few because I'm not trying to bombard people with all the bullshit that was said. But here's just enough to see that they ain't telling the full story. So it's definitely a video where put aside how they feel, you know, like even fan people are gonna go there to like hate watch. Like
Yeah.
they're gonna walk away with a better understanding to where like they're either gonna be obtuse motherfuckers. Sorry, I probably should say that word. They're gonna all just be either obtuse or they're gonna at least walk away with feeling indifferent and just like realizing like, hey, maybe like that wasn't needed, or like they're still gonna ride him, but they're gonna like at least go away.
I feel like it's the type of one where it's not gonna necessarily affect people immediately, right? But like it's the one that's gonna stick in the back of their heads, and sometime later they're gonna be like, oh, like, because it becomes, I think it's a thing where like when you draw someone's attention to stuff that they've been actively ignoring, often their first response is anger, and like it's the time where they have to sit around and think about it later on, where you actually cause change. Like, and I think that it will be very good for a lot of, especially white queer people, to, you know, get it to their fucking heads that there is a racism problem in the community.
The last thing I'll share tea wise, because you really got all the tea. This is the tea of it all. Like, I'm still being like, I'm not saying the names of nobody who's, but I'm giving you the structure of the script pretty much. How's it going? And I do end off the video like being really like, hey, like I said, like, you know, focus on our community and whatnot. Like this is, we have a lot of growth. But anyways, oh yeah, there we go. There's one, because this is a purging, this one person that boosted a lot of the hate towards Cat Black as far as they pushed misinformation. Like they were the source, not the source, but like they're the first big account to push the misinformation about the supposedly SAA, that Cat Black SAA, that stupid stuff. But anyways, that was a complete lie and did not exist, saying that she released sex, which never happened. That's misinformation. But they pushed that, and it's still public, and it's always been public, and they're the source of that attack of Cat Black, and the fact that they are black, they're a cis black man that allows himself to be tokenized. It will not happen no more longer in my watch. I've allowed it to happen this long, and I keep seeing them here and there, but this is, a lot of people don't know this. And I won't say their name because I'm gonna let y'all find out in the video, because it's gonna be poker face for them. They can be pressed all they want, but we've been watching Bellamy Knows. Me and Bellamy been talking about. I've been told Bellamy about them, and I've had receipts, but it's just kind of, I'm just calling it out. It is like, I'm done with you being used as the token black person they used to weaponize us. It's just like how they use Candace Owens to weaponize against black leftists. Like, I'm just over it. I'm over it, and I call this person the leftist Candace Owens. This is what I call them, because it's the way they're used. Yeah, I'm going in. I'm going in.
I'm not saying you're wrong, because like, look, the left has their well, the debate bros have their they're Blair Whites, you know.
Honey, I'ma have people press. I'm saying like somebody like I already bump heads with the main hoe that be running shit, that be talking shit about Cat Black as the white, like one of the biggest white trans people that like were doing that back then and still are, and it's everything, even with the say your name, it was all wrong, and I have all the receipts of that. But anyways, it's just like, that was bad as is, and that happened just yesterday. I didn't expect that. But one of these people are going to be pissed. One of these people are going to sound the alarm, and then they're all going to go and do what they're going to, what they're known.
Yeah, they'll use you as the drama of the week. that they can, you know, make content about or whatever, and they'll be angry, and then you're not going to respond, and it'll end 2 weeks later, because the reality is that these people are looking for someone that will play their game, you know? Like, that's what they want. They want someone that will play along with their bullshit.
Alrighty, I shut it down. You know why? Also, there's one more. I'll give you one more last little like insight. So there's a part on the script where I go into so-and-so's, so-and-so that went after Cat Black. You know the answer. So-and-so's, how they weaponize their BA of being a sociology major. Well, I go in because
yeah.
So let me put it this way, because since I live in that area, in literally the college town, going to the school that he went to, but now it's a Cal Poly now, and not just. But anyways, to be accepted in the school, you know, but how high your GPA needs to be.
How high?
A 2.0. Honey, it's a 2. It has the highest accepted rate.
GPAs are. Because that's a mostly American thing. Like we have marks here, but we don't use like GPA for.
Let's put it this way. I think
we don't use GPA scores. We just use like an average percent. You know. So I need some context. Oh. Okay, I see what a 2.0 is. Okay. Yeah, I mean. Okay.
So that's the icing on the cake, but the thing is, I'm coming with the receipts and showing the graduation rate in 2018 when he graduated was less than 34%, because people is high here. It's the stoner school, honey. Nobody laughing nobody out of class, because he used that line against Professor Flowers.
Sorry,
saying,
side note thing. That's fucked up, Tris. Sorry, my friend. Friends, the Garden System, they were saying the Dutch school's method for figuring out your level is literally IQ tests. Whoa. I can go on a full fucking rant about IQ. And it wouldn't be short. I'll give the briefest versions, just because obviously like my specialization, you know, research-wise and things is machine learning and AI and all that stuff, which I have such anger for the complete lack of ethics of a lot of people that are technically in the same field as me. Such anger. But, yeah, general intelligence is a complete bullshit lie. You cannot define it in a reasonable way. Intelligence must and should only ever be defined within a specific context. Now, the reason why that matters is that we have something called a task space, right? So like the space, like the math term space, like where all tasks exist, let's say, right? When someone defines general intelligence, what they do is they cherry pick a number of tasks which they feel represent all of task space, which is impossible. And they go, these are what are valuable. And then they say, this is what says someone is intelligent. Fucking bullshit. And a lot of times what they define as intelligent, the general intelligence definition, are a set of tasks that are biased towards a certain type of person. You can fucking guess who it is. White rich people. So, like, intelligence as a concept and term has value when you say, like, I am intelligent at this type of thing, here is why. You've defined a context, you define why you're good at it, but here's the important thing. Intelligence is never, it is never essential. It is never inherent. It is never unchangeable, right? And the other thing is that the instant you start applying intelligence as a value metric for human beings in any fucking way, that's a grim path. So, for example, when we talk about like hiring someone for a job, we are actually talking about a defined set, a defined general intelligence set, right? But in the context of hiring for that job, we need them to be able to be intelligent at, again, intelligence, I'm using the term in the context of my field. not the general use of that term, which is incorrect. It's fun trying to, like, semantics is annoying, go watch Unreal's video. I mean, I love semantics is great, but also just, like, it is frustrating sometimes because if you are used to a specific semantic context, you have to communicate that entire complicated context before you can even, like, communicate anything else, you know? So, like, it's IQ in particular is not a test of whether or not you are generally intelligent. IQ is a test on whether or not a population is malnourished, lacking sleep, and high in stress. I'm not kidding. That's not me exaggerating or changing what the original purpose was. The person who invented IQ denounced it later in his life because of what it became used for, right? It was never meant to be used for individuals. It was meant to show trends in social factors. Yeah, it's just... Yeah. Anyway, sorry about that.
No, you're good now.
It's my little...
No.
It's such a bugbear for me, but it's so frustrating. If I make fascists aren't insane, you're just ableist, a good chunk of that video, like, I won't even touch on ableism or mental illness and stuff until, like, the last half of that video. The first half of that video is just going to be tearing into how people don't understand logic, don't understand cognition, don't understand intelligence, don't understand where their viewpoint is coming from, which is Christian essentialism. That is the underlying viewpoint that leads to a lot of that form of ableism, because they have we've made a secular version of good souls and bad souls. That's what we've done. People going, oh, all conservatives are crazy. It's good souls and bad souls, but secular. That's what it is.
Okay, but I will definitely say, long story short, the person cares so much about intelligence and weaponizing, using their BA over black people.
Yeah.
Over speaking above black people, using their BA as justification. So I'm shutting down that straw man once and for all, because no one's from this era, no one knows, like, and also not to just that, putting aside that, because it's not even just a dig at, like, shutting down their straw man and, like, clapping back in a hilarious way with actual statistics, showing, like, how you've been full of shit the whole time, weaponizing, like, acting like you went to Ivy League school when, like, it's has a 94% acceptance rate, because pretty much anyone can go to the school.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, I'm not doxing myself because I'm not saying the school until you see it at the school, and then they're like, oh well, it is what it is. There's already articles about me locally that pretty much doxed me. They already, like, used my middle name first. Wouldn't even ask me first, middle, and last name. But anyways, I talk about because they try to talk about how, like, there's parts where they try to act the school they went to, like, is what makes them electives, that it's so progressive. But, like, we have a student named Josiah Lawson who was murdered while he was a student, and it's been 6 years and they have yet to have justice, because it's like a PWI, you know, like, he was the only black person at a party and got accused of stealing a phone, which somehow turned
that
deadly.
situation. Yeah, I remember that.
And stabbed to death by Kyle Zoner for a phone that he never had. And it's just like, it's just so disgusting. And even if he did, but that's not the case. The case is there was no phone on him ever, and the fact that they found the phone, the girlfriends found the phone, and there's a dead body. And they literally said, when he was bleeding out on the ground, is that, I hope that N-word dies.
Yeah, like, it was never about the phone. The phone was an excuse, at best. Like...
And I just went to a visual, because it made 6 years this Saturday, and I was there with their mom. Like, it was a whole event, and I spoke at the end, but, like, she knows we have the same birthday. Me and Josiah have the same birthday, and Josiah's a year older, so he should be 25. He died at 19. He just got into school. Like, the school, like, it had such low, this school had so low, like, it didn't have enough, like, applicants, or just, like, I should have smoked before this. It's just, like, they had really low, like, freshman count, and anyway, they needed more people at the school, because they were losing funding and they were going bankrupt. So they would go to the poor neighborhoods in SoCal, the BIPOC and go sell us his dream about this progressive hippie forest haven in North Cal. Just like sell us this dream and don't realize when we get here, we are on our own. Like how out of place we feel. Not even just in like we don't feel welcome, but there's a lot of just there's a whole documentary from students from campus that talk about what it feels like to be a person of color at this school, and it gets really real, and it's just also the whole institutionalized like this. So there's a lot of politics involved in it, and just like, you know, it's definitely there's a lot going on. So it's just like I shut down those straw mans by like acknowledging like this is don't be weaponizing your degree, because even if you went to Harvard, you wouldn't be able to go talk about black people still if you went $300,000 in debt for that fee. Like no, so like I'm being pretty because again, like I said, this is a purging video, so I ain't engaging. So like I'm shutting it down, and that's probably gonna be one thing that's gonna dig into them because I came with the receipts. Where oh well, you know, try that with me because you ain't gonna respond, so it won't work. But either way, you know, like I've given the nuance, and also I'm gonna have like clips of me speaking at the plaza, and probably gonna trigger them because they will see like I'm not just someone that's just talking out of my ass that's on the on camera talking. Like I've been doing this activism before I even touched a microphone for YouTube. So like pretty much like I know where I stand with my politics and what I'm doing, and I'm then, you know, transitioning, and so that's kind of like the end point of that, you know, addressing that. And then I talk about like just like we need to focus on our community, on our trans people, our BIPOC, our just women creators, etc., non-binary folks, just really, you know, cornbread tube, you know, really put some coins into cornbread tube, you know, definitely. I feel like at the end, because this is the piece of painting that it is for the video, it's like really, I want the ending to give that really, like I almost want to like wish I want to like low-key bring in like some Final Fantasy music, but I think I want to get the video snatched if I include a little like, well, like I feel like I heard YouTubers use their music before, but I was like, I just feel like
game music's a lot easier to get away with, but you got to be careful what game music you use and how. But it is way easier because they don't like as heavily check that stuff for obvious reasons, because it's just like it's a hassle and they don't want to catch videos that are just talking about the game, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't know how bad Final Fantasy is about it in particular, but I do know that like One Winged Angel will get quiet.
Oh no, I'm using Final Fantasy 13 music.
Yeah. No, what I'm saying is that I've known of instances of that specifically getting flagged, but I don't know about any of the other ones. Whereas,
I hear like gamer channels use their music and not talk about the game, and then be fine and everything.
Yeah, you know, exactly. That's exactly what I mean.
Like I use Silent Hill 2 music. Like I use Silent Hill 2 music in like 2 videos, and like I'm fine. Silent Hill and Silent Hill 3, like they're not over here snatching my video down. So I've been testing them out. Been testing them.
Yeah, that's Jacob Geller uses a lot. Thank you so much, Satsman. Thank you. I don't know why it didn't give me a notification, but thank you. Oh, is there a raid? I'm sorry. It didn't give me a notification. Legitimately, it didn't. I'm so sorry to whoever raided. I'm gonna go check my Twitch line and see if it'll show me. I'm so sorry. It like didn't even give me a sound. Yeah, it's not even showing me who raided. Cool. I am so sorry to whoever raided. Thank you so much. Please say who you are. I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm so sorry. I got distracted from our point. What were we talking about? There was a point in chat that's really good, which Vex Zero said, which is,
oh yeah, the music.
Whenever someone is, sorry, Vex Zero said, I'm skeptical whenever someone is like, I went to Harvard or whatever, because like, how many war criminals have come out of Harvard? Your school is just a resume builder. Character matters more after that. Yeah, and also just like, being at a rich person's school doesn't make you a good person or good at what you're doing. Like, who was it? There was a post I saw once from someone who had taught a lot of the engineers that now work at Tesla, and was like, I've never met a group of like more incompetent people that somehow managed to graduate. It's like, oh. So, and they had receipts too. It wasn't just them like speaking out of their ass. Oh, thank you so much, Mama Emma. I appreciate it. Yeah. So it's like, that point is so rude. But music and yeah, Jacob Geller uses a lot of Max Payne 3, like a ton, in a lot of videos. Which is there's actually a bunch of music by I think Health, which Health slaps. If you haven't listened to Health, they're good. Yeah, Health makes good stuff. But yeah.
Yeah, so pretty much like, there's like a song in particular that I'm thinking of. And I've seen like a lot of Final Fantasy 13 music be used in just voiceover videos in general, like even like commentary channels use them. And no issue. So I just feel like it's just that one game and I just feel
I think it's literally that song. Like I think it's specifically One Winged Angel because it's such a popular song. You know?
Okay, that would make sense. Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna definitely. This is like, it would really bring in the uplifting tone. Like I wanted to give that like, cause I'm a girl. I'm gonna out myself. I guess I'm a big nerd, but who's not here? But
have you met me?
But I listen to a lot of Final Fantasy music, especially when I write, especially when I get high, and it really hit me. And I would want to share the one song that like is very uplifting to me and very encouraging and gives those type of like, it brings me to those headspaces and to my actual video and like kind of really bring in that point, like hey, like wrapping it, like it's a wrapping up, and just like yeah, it'd be really nice to kind of just like really paint away that picture, like hey, we're moving on to bigger and better things. And you know, this isn't, you know, to really settle in, like this is not a drama video, like this is literally like, well, I'm not gonna like reiterate it, but the music would give off the tone, like we are,
yeah, we're moving on, we're moving towards a better direction, rather than spending all our time fighting with jackasses.
Yeah, we're wasting our time on them. Yeah, so it's, I'm just really glad that like you get that you're down to even hear all this, like get the inside tea about the Saturday video.
Well, I love chatting with you, so and like any opportunity I have to get people to listen to my cool fucking friends talk about these issues and things, I think is important, because it's like, it's important that people actually be listening to y'all. And not just like, yeah, hearing it secondhand or from someone else.
Well, I'm hoping like your audience is enjoying me sharing the inside.
I think so. No one's really left, so I assume so. Sorry we haven't been super responsive to chat, but I feel like it's understandable considering like the quality of conversation we're having. And
I was gonna say no, but hey, it's hey girl, like I said, I'm like Bellamy's gonna get after me. Like I said, she's gonna pull up the Mariah Carey meme of her in the field picking cotton. This is from a movie. This is from a movie. And when I said I'm the sacrificial lamb from the Black sacrificial lamb.
Have you said that to Bellamy yet? Because they will say something when you do.
I think the meme was used against her, so she gonna find a way to use that meme against me.
Oh, Bellamy.
Yeah. So.
I'm
yeah,
so excited for whenever they release the video I'm working on.
Yeah. I think we're gonna have a poppin' summer, a very poppin' trans summer, hopefully. Content summer, but yeah, definitely. I wonder what FD will have to say on being a sacrificial lamb. As long as y'all hold my hand while I get beat up.
you know, I'll be there.
No,
I mean,
yeah, I'll be fine. Honestly, like, I think like all I need to do is like at best is I need friends to keep reminding me not to engage. Which like I probably won't naturally engage, but like let's say like
I'm very good at that. I've had to do that a number of times with people where I'm like, stop engaging, stop. It's bad for you.
No,
I think I said to Ali and AD one time, they aren't even worth the lifting of your finger. When she tried to argue with me, and she was like, "Fuck, that's really good. You're right."
See, that's what I need. I need that because, like, if they say something slick, where I'm like, I won't want to say them, but if it's like I sit in it for days and I'm like, I go into the Discord with like FD and them, they're like, they ain't even worth it. Like, I'm likely gonna be the chat and the drama. I won't say nothing actually. No, let me not. Let me out the Discord over here. Docs the Discord info. Anyways,
Yeah. I probably
no,
know more
I'm not.
about that Discord than I should.
I ain't gonna say nothing.
Yeah.
But anyways, I expect people to be seeing what's going on, and at least they'll be there to support me. I'll just be there, just checking in, like, hey, I'm good. I still day 5 and not engaged. Like I'm thinking like a drink, like an alcohol drink, like day 5 and not slapping back at this motherfucker, even though I want to. Like I don't want to feel like I need to make it like a vlog. Just like, hey, keep waking up. Like I still haven't. I haven't punched back. No, so no, I think I'll be good. I think my boyfriend will really help ground me too. And like I said, I'm doing tricks.
Yeah, having someone like there with you will help a lot. God, I played that fight terribly, but I still won, so who cares?
Yeah, I'm so glad you're not on Twitter though, so you don't have to see the mess. But at least you'll get to see the greatness of the video, and hopefully somehow the Discord comes around to you. But I'm definitely like, I'm extending this video also my way of extending my hand to like other trans creators, because since I literally cover other folks in general, so I really want to like go really show like I'm here to stay, and you racists gonna have to be pressed. And oh motherfucker, wow, So Bunny is here to stay.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be docile no more. I'm not gonna be docile. I'm not gonna be super diplomatic. I'm not gonna tone police myself anymore. I'm not gonna respectfully politics myself anymore. None of that. I'm now actually grounded with my own voice, and I'm just like, I'm not, like I said in my tweet, I'm not playing nicely with y'all no more. Not in this video, at least.
Which is fucking valid. And like, yeah, like I definitely had that. Like when I first started out, I was always very nervous about like pissing off the wrong people, and so I was always very careful with my wording all the fucking time, and like at a certain point you realize like these people aren't fucking worth your time. Why give a shit about what they have to say? Like, and just confidently be like, I guess the way I'd word it is like asserting yourself, you know?
Yeah, it's been music for me. Like I've been listening to Flo Milli. She has a song called "Conceited." I'm just, I've been fucking blasting that.
It's not even about being like conceited. It's more just like asserting that you have value, asserting that what you're saying is important, and not being like, like no, just
no, yeah,
go for it.
definitely. So I think a song like "Conceited" doesn't make me conceited, but it makes me value myself. It makes me like, you know what, like I am. So like, so these songs, no, I'm not like. That's why I love like it's a more like a manifestation of like feeling yourself. Like you don't like remind yourself you're a bad bitch. Don't forget. It's kind of like that, like a lift up, and it's such a good. Yeah, honestly, I don't really listen to rap, but I don't listen to any men rappers, as I will say. I'm strictly women rappers, and
valid. I listen to pretty much any genre, so I'm more of like a listen to artists person, if that makes sense.
Let's put it this way: if you check out the song, sometime you'll think, oh, this is what Nikki's blasted. This is so funny. We type into it, but yeah. When I'm not listening to Final Fantasy, it's so Millie. But anyways, yeah, I think I'm gonna check off. I have a script to write, but I was glad to chat it out with you and catch up and just like give you the tea.
Okay, well, have a good time with writing your script, and always happy to get to chat with you. Yeah. was I gonna say? My brain is so melted. So.
Yeah, mine too. But yeah, I had a good time. You're always amazing to talk to. And I am excited to hear what you think of my video once you get the chance to see it. Because I really put my heart into it. And again, I am sacrificing myself for y'all. You in the audience, all y'all. I am... I'm the citation, okay? But that said, I had a good time. And yeah, back to this editor. Okay.
Let me know if you
Bye.
ever need anything, okay? Have a good one.
Me too. Bye.
Bye. Hey, Finn. Oh, Finn, do you want to come? I'll add you, Finn. Oh, God. Trying to invite people, sometimes you're like, oh, which server was it? Anyway, how are you all doing? Oh, I just got a notification. Thank you, Ben. That's really appreciated. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Though, if people want to support, I recommend doing so through my Ko-fi, because I don't have payments set up from YouTube, so I just have a bunch of fucking money locked behind YouTube because I need to sort out legal name change stuff. Yeah. Wee, isn't it fun? Yeah, Finn was working out. Finn, I sent you an invite to that server. If you just join any of the voice calls, I can drag you in. Yeah. Also, I heard a second notification, but I didn't see what it was. Aw, thank you, Skylar. Yeah, take care of yourselves, look after yourselves, quit Twitter. Like, genuinely, the best thing about quitting Twitter is realizing how much Twitter drama, like it matters, but it doesn't matter. Okay, yeah. Ooh, that's pretty fucking good. 2 months Twitter sober. I love how my thought is like, I need to play a game that I can like kind of just have in the background and I don't need to focus up much on. And I was like, oh yeah, Hades, the game infamously thought it was really hard to play. I'm sure that is normal. Yeah, like, I don't think social media in and of itself is bad. I just think that our current capitalist ones are, you know what I mean? Like, in a better system where we didn't have social media built around, you know, engagement algorithms and milking everything you can out of an audience, it would be a different situation. But we don't. So... Oh, fuck. That's right into that. So... I just find these specific guys really annoying to deal with. I love getting to run with like a deflection build. Need to keep an eye on people. Hey! How are you two doing? How are you all? Why did I say two? My brain is... how are you all doing?
Oh, I'm having a very gay day.
very gay day. That is lovely. I'm just turn your volume down a bit there. All right. Yeah.
I've got a funny situation because I developed a non-24 sleeping pattern.
Oh no.
And my current sleep time is around like 2 a.m. and I need to wake up at 5 a.m. for an appointment.
Have a good one, Athelius. That's not. You should be sleeping then, shouldn't you? Should you be on?
No, I physically can't.
Oh.
That's the issue.
Sorry.
Like my sleeping time moves up by like 45 minutes every day.
Mm-hmm.
So it should be around 2 a.m. and I've been trying to sleep for 4 hours now, and I just gave up.
Yeah, there's a point where you just kind of give up. Trust me, I understand. I have that type of insomnia where my sleep schedule shifts continuously, and
Yes, it's theoretically either it automatically stabilizes over time, or you need like a very specific amount of melatonin medication at a very specific time, which is different for everyone.
yeah, like I have a melatonin deficiency, so I always take it to sleep. But yeah, some nights it doesn't work, and sometimes my sleep schedule is like, you're going to bed at 3 a.m. And then other times I'm like, it's 7 p.m. It is bedtime.
Yeah, I'm lucky mine moves very consistently, so
Yeah, mine tends to do this thing where it resets to an earlier time, right? And then it moves up an hour, like less than an hour to an hour-ish. Every day or two. Yeah.
yeah.
It's fun.
It's the YouTube channel Leslie EXP does like a lot about disability, and she has like non-24 herself and talks about it a lot.
Yeah.
So,
Also, sorry to bother. Who's fronting right now? Just
it's Triss.
Hi, Triss. I assumed it was you, but I didn't want to like.
Yeah, I highly
mean?
doubt. I highly doubt any of the others would be willing to jump into
A stream.
like a
yeah.
like this. Yeah.
Yeah. At some point I was going to talk about videos I'm working on. So yeah, I got 2 that I want to release on my friends in the garden system, specifically Triss, who's fronting right now. But yeah, that is who is on the call. Queer Theory.
Online speaking wise, I'm a nobody.
Yeah. But who cares? Because it's fucking nonsense anyway. All bullshit. Celebrity is a lie.
It's I have gay fan fiction.
You do. And your Tumblr's fun.
Fair, I guess. I can't remember what I put on there honestly half the time,
Often
but
just fanfic stuff or good fan art.
Yeah.
Like a lot of good fan art of things you like. And like art analysis of very special.
yes. I have gone on rants on Tumblr and they have been fun.
Your rants are good though. Also Finn should be joining us. Finn, just message in the chat when you're ready. I just like.
I mean, yeah, I have it open on a
Also,
second tab so I can tell.
What time is it? It's 3:20 right now. Alright, chat. Ignore that my camera's gonna be wonky. I need to check what's going on if my dad's. He has not responded. Cool. Yeah.
I have Discord on a second tab, by the way, so as soon as Finn jumps on one of the voice
perfect.
channels,
If you can
I
just tell me.
tell you.
I keep alt tabbing me
Yeah.
like, because I don't want to make him wait.
I've got your stream on so I can see chat, and I've got Discord on my other screen, so... No, I'm actually planning to stream again soon,
Oh, awesome.
after I finish moving. Because I have plans.
Oh?
I've been thinking about like a lot of like newer games I want to play, get really heavy on PC.
Yeah.
So I bought a capture card in the PS5 as an impulse purchase.
Yeah, fair.
I was like, I'm already spending so much on new furniture, and I'm getting a new kitchen, and I'm throwing all my life savings away for this place. I might as well.
Might as well. I bought myself food last night, even though I really cannot afford it, because I just, like, I needed to celebrate being done finals, and I also could not manage to cook, so.
Yeah.
Sometimes you impulse buy things you shouldn't.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, I don't know. I'll sort it out. I'll figure it out.
I'm
I'll get some
hoping I'm hoping like in a year I'll actually have somewhat of a Twitch audience and I can say, oh, it's an investment. But now I finish moving like on the 27th. That's like my first night in the new place. And exactly the 28th, the new Star Wars game comes out.
Oh, is that the Fallen Order sequel?
Yes.
Oh, I want that game. I cannot afford it, but I want it. Oh my god, thank you so much. I don't know why my notifications are not working. They have failed me multiple times. Hi Kira, thank you. Hi everybody. Hey, I'm just hanging out because my finals are done. Oh, it's lovely to see you all. We had such a lovely time earlier. I love you, Kira. We had such a lovely time earlier this week. We did a. Where's the last week? I'm bad at time. But yeah, we did like a watch through of the Bechtel video on Kira's channel. That was really, really fun. Kira's lovely. If one of the mods on Twitch could do !SO space Kira chats, that would be lovely. But yeah, being done finals is great. Thank you so much. You're the best. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Morningstar. Yeah. Oh, Marin is back? Okay, good. I was worried that Marin wasn't going to be in Jedi Survivor. I was going to be mad if they killed her off screen. Like, mad. Deal with it. And around into the trap. I love how I like always start playing bad the instant like people my brain. It's fine. I'm not playing that bad.
I mean, yeah, compared to how I play this game, you're doing amazing.
I love it. Hades is great. It's not even performance anxiety, it's more like, my brain is weird. I don't know. You know what I mean, Tris.
Yeah. Weird brain? I never would have guessed. In all my time of knowing you, you've never talked about this.
Yeah, you can Lautrec. It's great. I play this game bad no matter what. That's incredible.
That's my
love
strategy.
The finger guns emote. I should really update my emotes on Twitch. They're pretty old. I think the last time I updated them was like, God, was it 2020? Kind of longer. Like one of them isn't even like my correct identity anymore. So when I was younger, because I had no I didn't know what asexuality was, so I didn't have the term. So I'm like, I don't feel any sexual attraction to anyone. it's equal attraction to everybody. Therefore, it's pansexual. Because I didn't have the language, you know. Like, if you don't have the language, you don't have the language. You use the thing that is closest to expressing what you want to express, which is that.
To be fair,
yeah,
0 is equal to 0. Mathematically, it adds up.
But also, just like, part of realizing, you know, that I was a lesbian also required like actually accepting my entire gender identity. So.
Yeah, no, I get that.
I have played Immortals: Phoenix Rising. I put it on Switch. It is a game. That's all right.
I keep hearing that it's a game.
Like it's a game. I don't know. It's like it's a decent Ubisoft, you know. But it's a Ubisoft, and it comes with all the problems an Ubisoft game comes with. But I would say that Hades isn't particularly based in Greek mythology. It is at best superfluously based in Greek mythology. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna say this. Just go watch Lamhoot's absolutely masterpiece video, Why I Will Not Play Hades, about the ways in which Hades is disrespectful to Greek culture, and a lot of other stuff that's like really fucking interesting and good and well thought out. Like, genuinely, if I had to pick one, if I was forced to pick a single video that is like my favorite from last year, it is Lamhoot's Why I Will Not Play Hades. Straight up, that is the best video essay of 2022, and that is a year of videos that I fucking love. Like, there's, and I hate picking one, but I'm like, if I had to on the spot, like what's the best? My brain would go there. You know what I mean? Like, and that's how I do that. But like, it's
real quick.
I generally
Finish rating.
Oh, good. Okay, I will.
Finish here.
Okay. Do. Hello, Finn. How you doing?
Hello.
Welcome in.
Thank you.
And I'm gonna add mod status Steve. Okay, cool. Yeah. So before I got on stream, like literally, like I actually delayed stream because I was chatting. I got distracted from going and doing makeup. Finn and I were chatting about, like, tangentially about your most recent video, which we should go watch. I still need to watch the first half of it. I apologize for missing it. YouTube did not send me a notification despite having the bell activated.
No worries.
No, like, I had, like, literally, like, send me a reminder for this video specifically, because it was a premiere, right? You can do that.
Yep.
And YouTube was like, no. YouTube's been horrible lately. Do you know how many people messaged me after the Bechtel video released, asking me when the Bechtel video was releasing? Not a small number. Like,
I've missed so many things. I've missed so many things that I have, like... Sorry.
Oh.
No, go ahead.
I don't think that I deserve views or whatever, but I just like it if the people who actively are seeking out watching that video could watch it. You know?
Also, counterpoint, I think you deserve views. So.
Yeah, you absolutely do. It's... No, it's like in general, like, if people are saying to YouTube, I love this content, I want to see more of it, they should get to see more of it.
That's what doesn't make sense to me. Like, it's I'm fine if my video doesn't get shown to people. You know what I mean? Like, fine, whatever, their algorithm's dumb. But it is what it is. I don't think that, like, I deserve a place in the algorithm or something. I just think that, while concept, the people subscribed to me already, actively wanting to see the video, should get to see it. That's where my frustration comes in, and it's not a frustration that's exclusive to me because I know a lot of other people have experienced similar issues.
Yeah. It has to do with how the algorithm is currently going.
Yeah.
Like, it is just not looking at your subscriptions anymore.
Which nobody likes. Everybody's like, I want to see my subscriptions, and they're like,
I mean, I will say, I forget to subscribe to channels, so the fact that when I watch a channel a lot, it gets recommended, I do appreciate.
Yeah.
But I also want to see videos from channels that don't get to upload often because they put in a lot of production value.
Yeah, it definitely pushes more short form content, and yeah, definitely that. Definitely that.
It's not even just the fact that it's short form; it's the fact that it's a lot of like content farm content.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which means that it's either, it's either the people who are like corporations that are just getting videos out like multiple a day, or the kind of people or like streamers who are capable of making it a full-time career and hiring people to edit their videos quickly.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, it's great for them, they have that opportunity, but it is like, it's not really widening up the market much.
No, it's not. It's really limiting what people get to see and what they get to engage in. And again, it's like, I personally, I basically just have to very actively curate and check things, to keep up with people that I want to watch. Yeah, and that's a good point that Career Theory said. Essentially promotes low effort content, so low effort content gets made. Yeah, I think I'm gonna be very direct. I think YouTube has tried to make their algorithm more like TikTok, while not understanding A, why TikTok functions the way it does, or B, like what people get from that. And instead of gaining, a TikTok style audience, also, oh my god, sorry, I missed Sarah messaging. Love you, Sarah. I hope you're still here. I'm sorry, I'm not ignoring you. I'm just bad at paying attention to chat. Nice. Okay. Sorry. Distracted by game. Yeah, it's just, it's so frustrating because, like, it just means that you're like, if you do what I would say is good quality work, you're kind of live and die by other people sharing it and shouting it out, which is why I try to do a really good job of curating like good videos that I find and sharing them to my audience, and I would recommend, if you have a community tab and you're a YouTuber, that you should do the same, because there's real value there.
I don't know if you've noticed this, but it almost seems like, because I love sharing videos on the community tab and just like kind of getting people paying attention to other creators and stuff. But I've noticed that even the community tab post, if I share another person's video, it gets way less engagement than my other community post. And I don't know why. Like I tried messing with the timing. Like
it has links. If you have a link in the share, it is less likely to get attention. So here's why. I can explain some algorithm shit. This is lecture number 5 from Aronok knows too much about machine learning. So YouTube and all social media websites, basically what they want is they want people to stay on the site. And what this creates in their algorithms is a disadvantaging of content or things which link to somewhere else. And often, even if it links to the same website, they don't really check that, or they don't have a factor that's checking that within how they've set up their algorithms, right? So if you put any form of link into your community tab post, you will notice it gets less attention. Like it just does, right? And it's because they deprioritize things. It's not like someone sat down and said, we're going to do this. Okay, it's our algorithm was told maximize people being on the site, right? So anything which doesn't do that gets singled out to say, oh, that pulls them away from the site. Deprioritize it. Twitter does this, TikTok does this to a lesser degree, because TikTok doesn't have as much ability for that to happen even, but Twitter heavily does this, and to a lesser degree, YouTube does this. So yeah, if you're ever wondering why YouTube's algorithms work like that, that's why. They're very annoying. It sucks.
That makes perfect sense. I assumed for some reason that they would have something in place that, like, if you were sharing another YouTube video, that they'd be like, cool, yes, keep people here, but yeah, apparently not.
Again,
Oh, the
because
logic
machine
in
learning
that
isn't
is-
thought out. It is not machine learning doesn't think. Okay?
Yeah.
Machine learning is a complex series of statistical analyses and algorithms which interact and produce the best algorithm possible for a value metric given to it. Now, incredibly complex systems are more versatile and will be able to, like, actively create new algorithms to deal with new problems within a, you know, limited set of types of problem sets that they have. Something like a language... Sorry, I'm like losing my voice a little bit there. Sorry about that. Something like a language algorithm, you know, like you'd see with ChatGPT, is actually a series of different machine learning algorithm systems working in tandem, not just a single one. So what they'll have is they'll have one, like they'll have an algorithm that's built around like analyzing, you know, the data coming in, and then a separate one for producing based on that analyzed data. Does that make sense?
I think so. I think I follow. I also need you to know that, like,
you separately train, like they probably separately train an analysis algorithm and a algorithm for producing. If that makes sense. So you have, basically they need to know how prompts work. Like they don't. That's not automatic. That has to be determined through. So they have one system or algorithm, like machine learning algorithm system, which is analyzing people's inputs, right? And then they have another one that is creating an output based on a data set. So like, if I say, you know, X and Y, I want, you know, X and Y thing to be produced by this algorithm, then I'm distracted by. Oh, this is like really good against the boss. Sorry. So yeah, so basically, yeah, there's a couple of different systems happening there. But there is no thought, right? These are regurgitation algorithms. They regurgitate something based on what they're given. And often what they're given is usually bigoted and biased and shitty in some way. And, yeah. I am endlessly mad at the absolute buffoons who didn't listen to any of the professors who explained ethics of data. I had a conversation a few years ago with a number of professors, including ones that did the first image processing shit ever. So like these are some of the fucking top people in this field. Like it's not just like, oh, random so-and-so that teaches some AI courses. I'm talking about like actual experts, PhDs who have a lot of published research on the topic. And we were talking about how in the next 3 to 4 years, this was about 4 years ago, some buffoon is going to start using these items and these things in a way which, is actively devoid of ethics. And that conversation basically outlined the exact world we live in right now. Like, to a T. So, all I'll say is that people who are actually skilled at these things, because frankly most of these machine learning things are incompetently designed at best. People who are actually skilled at a lot of things knew they could do this 20 years ago. You know, it was 15 years ago. It was more on the theoretical end at that time. You know, but like they could have tried to make these types of things. They chose not to. It's worth, you know, questioning why. Sorry,
I think
that's
also
my
another.
rant about machine learning today.
I think as well, like a good angle on why won't YouTube let you link to YouTube, it's because if they permit that, they essentially just have a built-in backdoor for getting around their own system. Because then you just make a post linking outside of the site, and then you make a new post linking to that post.
Yeah.
And you've just created a backdoor around their around the algorithm, which is the main reason why they probably never will remove that block. because it will immediately be misused.
I hadn't even considered that. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I also, Aeronok, like, I need you to know that other than my knowledge of machine learning existing at all, literally everything I know about it is because of talking to you. Like, everything.
I don't want to be clear, I'm not perfect. Question everything that I say, do your own research. there's my thing. Because, like, I am talking off the cuff. I just feel uncomfortable talking about things that I've covered in my degree field. You know, off the cuff, because I am probably making minor mistakes or errors. But just... Oh yeah, absolutely, EMC. And this is what I mean by regurgitation algorithms, is that, like, if you go and do a real analysis of what ChatGPT produces, it doesn't produce new things. It copies random things from places on the internet and slightly alters it. It's the definition of, hey bro, can I copy your homework?
Yeah, no, literally, because like, I have been looking into like exactly how this works, and it just takes existing information, progressively adds noise corrupting the data, and then tries to recreate it. That's how an AI is trained.
It's not an AI. It's not an AI. They're not AI. They're not
yeah,
AI.
It's,
Sorry, I know,
it's
I know,
really
I
just
get
an it's really just an algorithm.
It's just algorithms.
And an algorithm, by the way.
So
you're gonna agree with me on this.
Oh, okay.
An algorithm is nothing more than a fancy word for a math equation. It's nothing else.
Yes and no. Math equations all math equations are algorithms, but not all algorithms are necessarily math equations.
Yeah.
And the definitional difference matters, especially in the context of computer science. But
for like a layman's understanding.
For a layman's understanding, basically, in this context, but it's not exactly.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, as Gina put it, yeah, it's just Cleverbot with longer sentences. Yep. Have a good one, Skylar. Yeah, no, they aren't thinking. They are not intelligences. They don't have beliefs, thoughts, or opinions. 2 + 2 = 4 is not an intelligence. Simple concept. Makes sense. These are just really, really complex versions of the concept of 2 + 2 = 4. Yeah.
And fueled by human projection, because we both love to see ourselves in everything, and we also, I think so many of us, like, want AI in the science fiction sense so desperately that we are choosing to see it.
I mean, like, to be fair, if AI was, like, using it as it's being used now, if these types of algorithms were trained on, like, ethically acquired data sets and didn't waste up so much energy for really no real usage, it would, it could be really cool, but the way it's being used now presents so many major problems.
These are tools. Tools are not evil, but, you know, I made a joke to my friend Playa North when I was talking about this one day with her, which is, it's, you know, it's like the metaphor of, like, if all you have is a hammer, the world is all nails, right?
Yeah.
Except that all you have is an excavator, like a big giant piece of machinery, and you're just driving it through the sides of homes. Like, it's.
I mean,
and what frustrates me is machine learning is so valuable. It's so valuable.
Yeah.
It's such an amazing tool set. I fucking love what you can do with machine learning. I have done cool shit with machine learning. I have helped to do cool shit with machine learning. There's so many valuable usages for it. Do you want to know how much machine learning has helped us catch cancer? Drastically.
Yeah.
Like, nothing in the history of humanity has made as much, like, difference towards certain forms of the medical field than this. Like, it is a massive, but that's not the type of machine learning you hear about. You hear about a bunch of tech-bro ding-dongs from Silicon Valley that don't know what they're doing, that have no ethics, and here's what annoys me. generative art's fucking cool. There's good generative art out there that is done ethically. It's not.
Yeah.
It is not the concept of these things that is the problem. It is the execution. It is the way that they are used and the way that capitalism corrupts everything it touches. And it makes me so angry.
Yeah.
They are intelligent
It's
the same
also
way
like-
a calculator is. Exactly.
Yes.
And this is why I keep saying, note that I'm not saying they aren't intelligent. I am saying they are not intelligence. Two very different things. Because again, intelligence as like something being intelligent at something is a contextual definition. And when we create machine learning algorithms, what we're saying is we need a solution that does X. Produce the best thing of that. And yeah. Machine learning help fold proteins. Yes! Huge benefits in that field. There's so many fields that have benefited from machine learning research. Like when I was working on pandemic spread simulation work, that was all machine learning work. It was what I was hired to do. The reason my name is on a research paper is because of my knowledge of machine learning. So, no, machine learning art by and large, Hip Velsker, is garbage. And mostly, I said generative art, not the same thing. Because the majority of machine learning art by definition is just a regurgitation of someone else's work. You are not creating anything, you're not doing anything new. Also, and I cannot stress this enough,
Theoretically.
people using machine learning code, which is written by other people, that is trained on other people's data, are not artists. They are not making something.
Yeah.
What they are doing is basically being a commissioner, except they're not paying the artist that did the work that caused this thing to exist. So yeah, I will always shit on quote unquote AI art that isn't AI. Like it's bad. It's bad.
It's like a good example is if somebody were to train their own data set on their own art and then run that through an algorithm, it would be perfectly fine. If somebody used like images they had access to generate something and then work with that would be perfectly fine.
If you alter
Stealing
the
a bunch
results,
of art,
it's fine. But stealing a bunch of people's art and then claiming you're an artist, fucking no.
I will say as well. I mean, I'm presuming when you say automate, you mean on like an ethical data set?
Yeah, like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, even then, they're not being an artist. They're not creating something. They are spitting out someone else's. The person telling the machine learning code to spit out something is pressing a button, right?
Yes.
Like that is. I mean, in a very broad sense, it's technically being an artist, but
I mean, I could say if you were grabbing a bunch
problem and etc. But like, I just have an absolute disdain for every single one of these tech bro ding dongs. There is a reason why this stuff is beloved by crypto bros in particular.
I mean, so many people did not catch on to the fact that as soon as crypto died, people latched on to AI art. And that is so fucking telling about everything.
Yeah, so like, for example, like for me to be comfortable with this stuff even existing, like let's say hypothetically outside of a capitalist context, that we're we're training our own whatever, it has to give credit to the actual people that are making the thing it is regurgitating, because again, it is not making anything new. It is a non-entity unthinkingly copying someone else's work. Which is not, because people will say like, oh, that's like doing like, say, montage or things like that. Say we don't have any currently ethical data sets isn't perfectly accurate, but depends the context.
I mean, they're not really publicly available in a large part because...
A lot of them are held behind research walls. Yeah.
Yeah, and if we're specifically talking about like generative art as well, there would be so many issues if they were made publicly available, because would you still have permission to use them in that case? But I also think the fact that in order to establish what would count as an ethical data set has so many hypotheticals that are not currently being hit is kind of indicative of the big issue.
In the context of art, with like what is an ethical data set in the context of art, that is still an undefined thing.
Yeah.
It can be defined, it just hasn't been. But in the context of a lot of things, like, you need very specific consent to have an ethical data set. When I was working with, you know, data sets of people's positional data, for example, the positional data set that we work with was originally acquired by our team, right? Not me specifically, but like in previous years by that lab, right? There is a lot of very specific rules and laws around how we're able to use it and in what context, and like it's
yeah, it turns out when you have access to a lot of data, there are a lot of ethical considerations to make about how you use that. Who would have guessed?
Yeah. It's complicated. Okay, that's fair. Okay, I see what you mean, Vosker. Yes, that is a problem. There are people who are taking this situation and applying it to contexts outside of this situation. Yes, I see what you mean. Yes, that also annoys me. Yeah, exactly, Miranda. Like, I've also worked with StatCan datasets at a different job, and there was a ton of rules around it. I worked on the pandemic dashboard for our province, and the rules around how we access that data was very specific and very controlled, and like, having ethical data is difficult and incompatible with a lot of capitalist motive. Notice that, like, most of the things that I've been talking about are, like, research that is not built around making people money, but, like, helping society deal with the problem of pandemics. You know, it is... Yeah. It is not... yeah. If you were to do it in an ethical way, if with absolute consent from every single artist involved, very clear rules around how the dataset was being used, for what purpose, then it would be fine. The person using it would still not be an artist. But here's a situation where like, for example, if I was to design a thing, right, to generate certain things based off of data that I generated, that I created, right, then that's different. And I also want to clear that I view code as art in and of itself. So like sorry, yeah. Like, there's a lot of cool shit that has been done in the generative art space and stuff. There's a lot of really valuable things being produced by certain fields and spaces. I just cannot fucking stand, even a little bit, the quote-unquote AI art space.
Yeah, there are so many good ways AI can be incorporated into art.
Machine learning, yeah.
Like, I think for like a while there have been sites, for example, that exist to like help create color palettes and such.
A lot of, yeah, I mean, like that is thought generative stuff that, like, again, isn't it isn't negatively affecting anyone, isn't removing
Yes.
credit from the people that did the actual work, right? The credit's
Yeah.
there. Again, I think all copyright's bullshit. This is not about copyright. I don't think that people should have copyright. It is about the reality that I think if you are going to rip off other people's shit, you should actually be able to you should be fucking crediting. You know what I mean? Like, again, like, a lot of those, like, what Ghost is bringing up, a lot of those fucking free open source models are still using data sets that were not ethically acquired, and it matters how you acquire data. It really, really, really strongly matters how you acquire data. Like,
Yes.
I don't know how to properly explain this, but, like, there is a reason why a large amount of our ethics training is built around that, and, like it is not... It's not something to be taken lightly.
Like, I think as well on, like, the whole copyright thing, for me, it's not about, like, copyright, but, like, a big part of it is, like, a lot of artists are living in a capitalist system where they will starve if they do not get the ability to make money off their own.
Yeah. So,
And then you can tell tech bros and actually onto AI are in it because they don't want to pay artists.
yeah,
That's
a
the
lot
appeal
of
for
them
them.
are vaguely to outright fascist and hate art.
They just don't want to pay someone for it. They want to have the art, but they want to be able to get it without paying. Because they hate artists themselves.
Yes, they hate
But they
artists.
still want to get money. Support your local artist.
But even outside of a campus, I still think that there should be credit, and I think there are ethical ways of doing it. I just don't see it currently happening.
Yeah.
And like, I really don't see it happening until capitalism is dealt with.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think if you're making your own shit with like very like, because there are people doing things with their own stuff that is really interesting and cool, and is not how is that necessarily a defense of IP? In a post-capitalist world, do you think that research should be done without, credit to your sources? Genuine question. Because,
Yeah, I don't. I'm trying to understand that statement.
yeah. Saying that people should be credited for their work is not a defense of IP. I use people's shit all the time right now, right, where I credit them. That isn't like that. Intellectual property often gets in the way of me doing that. Actively gets in the way of me doing that. It claims my YouTube videos and makes it harder to make them. That is not a defense of IP. That is a ludicrous twisting of what I've said.
I'm still here. I've just been listening.
Sorry.
As someone who knows, like, no, don't apologize. I realized that I've been like quiet for a long time, but I've just been sitting here like, yeah, like just.
I mean, crediting people in the exact same way that when I make a video essay, right? I have a bibliography with the sources of where I get my information and pieces from, right? Where I've got quotes from, that sort of thing. That is the type of crediting I'm talking about. As in citing your source, as in citing your sources, like, I don't know, the source of where you got your data from.
And then if I were to, for example, read something you've written and I disagree with your point, I can look into your source and see where you got your points from and double check it. Are they actually saying this?
A lot of the AI art stuff and the way that it is presented in public is often these people saying, oh, I'm an artist and I made this, and it's stolen from from people's like it's not. You have to.
If we look
A
for
lot of these things obscure where they are getting their data sets from, or do not credit the artists that they have gotten their data from at all.
yeah,
And
It's-
it is grabbed without their consent. And I'm sorry, but if you're going to make something which is going to cheaply copy what I do, I think I should get a fucking consent say in it.
yeah. It's also like, so one of my authors sometimes does digital art when they feel like it. And like they have a process where they make sketches, get ideas, then eventually when they have an idea what it wants to be, like try and get that sketch as good as possible, then make line art, then try and clean up that line art as much as possible, then add colors and shading and everything.
No, that's not
AI
the type
art
of
doesn't do that.
Well, that's not the type of...
It doesn't have a process.
Like, there's really cool shit being done in the generative art space, but like, they aren't taking someone's work, right, and saying, it is mine and I did it.
Yeah.
I don't agree with IP. I think that people should be able to make whatever the fuck they want. But if someone makes a fanfic about, I don't know, Star Wars, right? They're pretty open about, hey, I didn't create Star Wars. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, why didn't I say this sooner? I'm literally a fanfic writer. I fucking hate IP. I breach IP all the time to post stuff on
Yeah.
AO3.
IP is bad.
Like, just-
I vehemently hate IP. Like, I don't... I just
Where do you-
disagree that people should get to make a thing that poorly spits out copies of my work and then say it's their own work. That's where I have my issue. It's not... like... Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, but they,
let's
the
say
people
the
who
stable.
put those images on websites and stuff goes purposely fucking obscure that.
It's also not every like when you request an image through Stable Diffusion, it does not use literally every piece of data that is within that data set. So you cannot tell this is the data I'd use in the generation of this image.
Yeah.
So it isn't properly sourced. If I were to write an essay and I would put as my source my local library, I have not properly sourced my essay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
that's not
out of
crediting...
books may be within that library, but it is not telling you what information it is containing.
Or how to access the
I kind of
original
love that though.
information. Like...
That's so sneaky. Like source, the internet.
Yeah, like that's not
Source, I made it the
things.
fuck up.
Source, an image I saw one time, like...
Yeah, and it, like... You know, not that like every single thing always needs to be sourced, but like if you want to do something seriously that is reliant on work other people have done, you kind of need to disclose that.
Yeah. That's like citing Wikipedia. It is like citing Wikipedia, but it's
Yeah.
worse than citing Wikipedia.
No.
It's like,
It's specifically
citing
saying
your friend
source
John
Wikipedia.com.
read Wikipedia. It's more like saying, my friend John read Wikipedia one time, and that's my source. I won't even tell you what Wikipedia article it was, just the entirety of Wikipedia.
Yeah. Just Wikipedia.com. That's my source.
God,
I'm gonna replace all my sources lists with just like my research. Just the words my research. Take that, conservatives.
like,
Source my thoughts and feelings.
thoughts and feelings, TM. No, sometimes my source is my thoughts and feelings, though, but it's not like a research source. It's more like, why?
Yeah.
This?
I mean, you know, I can
Source
cite
vibe.
my thoughts and I can source my thoughts and feelings if I'm talking about how was I feeling when this happened, but I can't cite my thoughts and feelings if I'm explaining to somebody how black holes work. I kind of need a research paper for that.
Yeah, and it's like a lot of these things literally just strip entire websites, like wherever they can
Yeah.
get this stuff from. So yeah, no, my source, the entirety of DeviantArt, is not adequate sourcing.
Yes, and I mean, an argument can be made that if we can have like a specific look at the data used to generate something, we would be able to check that none of the data being used was used without permission.
Yeah,
I mean, it
And-
was stolen in a way.
and a lot of these current models use data that includes some really
Oh,
questionable
yeah.
shit that is resulting
It is
in
not
people
properly
making
checked.
like porn of another person that exists in real
Yeah.
life. Like, I'm sorry, I'm never gonna be okay with that. I don't care. I'm not gonna be okay with someone making like deep fake copies of someone into porn. That's not okay.
There was never an ethical explanation for that.
No.
Yeah.
And there was never a reason why you would personally want to watch that when there are so many people who consensually create porn that want people to watch their porn.
Yeah, like again, it's not an issue of IP, it's an issue of I don't think that people should get to, you know, I want to be clear. Like, I don't think, oh, it should be illegal. I'm saying, what is ethical? We're not having a legal discussion. We're not talking about what the government should get to do. We are having a discussion of ethics, right? Like, if someone was to, with a pencil and a pen, draw porn of me, it would be fucking disgusting, and I wouldn't be okay with it. I can't, I don't think that I should have the ability to legally stop them from doing that. I just think that I should be able to call them a piece of shit that's unethical. Like, because I didn't consent to that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's my standpoint. I think there's a little bit more messiness when we talk about, like...
Yeah, I mean, there can be an argument.
A fictional thing that is played by a real person, that's more complicated. And...
There can also be an argument about it being a form of harassment.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
And so
I was
just-
gonna say.
Which should be illegal, but...
There are so many levels of just completely devoid of any sort of ethical elements that quote unquote AI art, machine learning, algorithm art is it's not good. And like I'm not ever going to be comfortable with how it's been normalized or who is profiting from it. Like, because
yeah.
it's gross. It's not okay.
Yeah,
Just
there will never be a world in which it is okay.
Yeah. Like, it's... And I cannot stress this enough. I am not talking about, I think that someone should have legal control of this. I am talking about what is the ethical way of engaging with this. And I find it funny that people keep fucking conflating these two things as if they are the same. Because saying, like, there's fuck tons of things that I think are completely immoral that I think should be perfectly, you know, like, I don't think should be illegal or controlled by the government. Like it's...
And things that are illegal that are perfectly okay.
Yeah, and there's lots of things that are currently illegal that are very much moral. I would argue a lot of moral things are inherently made illegal because of capitalism.
I mean, like the Underground Railroad that like helped escape slaves were by definition illegal.
Yeah.
But it's a fucking really good moral thing.
Yeah, laws do not equal morality. When I am talking about the ethics of data sets, I am not talking about whether or not it should be legal for people to make machine learning art, or whether or not IP should exist. And I'm kind of getting tired of that being conflated. Because,
I mean,
like, I don't understand how that's not, like, an easy thing to separate, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, like, I can very much understand, like, the liberal desire for laws to reflect morality. And, like, it would be great if laws, like, it would be an improvement over how the world is now if laws did reflect morality. But categorically they don't, because laws are a method for whatever power is in control. So the government, using capitalism in this case, to maintain that control. Which is why some laws are going to be moral and some of them are not going to be, because it is not inherently a moral-based system.
Well, and also, like, again, I don't think that legality and morality should be the same thing, and I would be terrified of a world where we set things up that way. Outside of the fact of just, like, I disagree with all retributive justice, and like, there's so many layers to the... Yeah. I'm just talking about what I think is ethical in my field, and I do not think that machine learning art, by and large, is ethical. I think there are very, very specific, complicated situations where it might be, but I don't think that... I don't... You know, I'm just going to say this. I don't think that a mass, you know, populace available machine learning algorithm system is going to be ethical under capitalism ever. I think it is impossible. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Also
It's like those annoying people at Am I the Asshole who yell, "What is not illegal? What? It's not illegal," whenever someone calls someone an asshole for doing something bad.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's like we're not
example.
We're not discussing legality. I disagree with the entire system of policing. Like, it's not even part of the conversation to me. It's not even worth acknowledging. Like, I don't think I should have to say, like, make that distinction, because it's so ludicrous a distinction to me.
I was feeling it's one of those situations, like the whole, you know, if you had to ask. Like, you know that there's something worth examining there. You know that it's not quite... There's... Yeah. You had to ask.
Say, though, Am I the Asshole can be really fascinating to me, because you have the kind of people who are usually cis straight white men who will do something absolutely horrendous and go on there to have someone say, "No, actually that was fine," and then get shocked when nobody tells them that something horrible they did is actually fine. And then on the other flip of the coin, you have usually very marginalized identities who have done something that's an absolute non-issue and are getting harassed for it. And are thinking, was I in the wrong? Like, no! Did absolutely nothing fucking wrong.
Yeah, it's sort of a whataboutism thing too. Like, I genuinely think it's turned into sort of a, like, anytime you bring up issues with machine learning stuff, they're like, "Oh, so you support IP?" It's like,
yeah,
that's not what I was remotely talking about at all. But, like, when you reframe a conversation in that way, it makes it so... Hey Tay, how's it going? Good to see you. It makes it so that, like, reasonable, a productive conversation's not going to happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just, it's like, I don't know, here's what ethical data sets require, you know?
It goes back to the fact that if we had like a different cultural zeitgeist...
I saw that one.
Am I the asshole for making my sick girlfriend help me cook food for her by bringing her the cutting board and knife into bed?
No.
Oh my god, Chloe! Oh my god, Chloe! That exists?
Go into it.
Can you pull that up and read it for me? Because I feel like this will be really funny.
Finding the exact one is gonna take a bit.
Yeah.
But like, to kind of cut it down shortly, the guy was like, "Oh, we always cook together. It's a thing we do that I really like," which valid. And then the girlfriend got sick, and he was like, "Hey, do you want to cook together?" And she was like, "No, I feel too sick for it." And then he started going, "Oh, but if you get some good soup, you will feel better." So he was just like, so he kept saying like, "Oh, but like, you feel better if we make you some soup." So let's go out and go to the grocery store together so we can get you stuff for your soup. And then they went together, go from being absolutely sick, like the type of sick that you need to be in bed. Tried helping, then went to bed eventually because she couldn't handle it anymore. And then the guy went in, gave her the cutting board because he really wanted us to go and cook together.
Asshole! What an asshole! Oh my god!
No.
Half of Emma the asshole can be summed up with people don't understand consent. Like,
Mm-hmm. Yup.
when I wanted to do so.
So I'm not okay. I'm not playing devil's advocate for the asshole. I can see how in someone's mind, and I'm not saying this is what he was doing. I can see how someone might be like, "Oh, maybe it'll cheer up my sick partner if we do this thing together that we love doing together. So I'll bring the cutting board in, and then we can cook together the way we normally do." But also like 10 seconds of consideration, like 10 seconds of thinking about the fact that maybe they just want to sleep.
Here's where I'm with him. When he first asked, "Hey, I know you're sick, but do you still want to cook together?" That was where his acceptable behavior would ended. Thank you so much, Discount South Rogan. Fuck yeah, Aeronaut is free. I am free of finals. Yippee!
It's like asking is fine.
Oh, thank you.
And like I can also imagine that the girlfriend might have been like, maybe it will be good for me to try because like fresh air can help, exercise can help, depending on the type of sickness, right? So I can imagine that maybe she wasn't pressured then, but the moment she went, "I'm too tired, I really need to sleep," is the moment he really should have respected the boundaries. But reading it came across so manipulative.
Oh god,
I'm trying to search for it because it's just like, but we always do this together, and like you need this food, so you need to help me. But like you can just give someone soup. Right, like if she needed a pill, would you have given her a chemistry set?
I have such strong feelings about that and I'm not about to condemn every single relationship that does this. I'm sure for some people it works just fine, but for me it's a red flag when somebody does this thing where they're like, "Oh, if you're benefiting from this, you also have to put work in." Like if there's that thinking towards something,
red flag. Yeah, no,
you're such a red flag.
Like
or something along the lines of, "I did this, so this time you have to do this." Like I understand if you're like, "I just made a big meal, are you cool to clean up?" That's one thing. But if it's like, "Okay, but remember yesterday I did, X, Y, Z, so like you have to do these things today." Ooh, no, nope. Don't like
it. I can see how like there might be a situation where like I have been doing so much, and every time I ask for help, you do nothing. Like I can see that's an issue. But when you try pressuring someone, it's
just.
I have a personality trait. I tend to be devil's advocate way too much in these kind of stories because I'm so used to a situation being used against me.
That's valid. I actually understand exactly what you mean, and I do the same thing.
Yeah, I have my types of abusers were the ones who would expect unreasonable amounts of me, and then would go, "Oh, but I wanted us to do this together," and then would kind of go in the direction of like I've had someone legitimately tell me like, "I have done so much for you without asking," and the thing they have done that was so much effort was essentially not calling me snooze.
That's another thing. That's another thing when people like do things for you, and they're not necessarily things that you asked for or requested. They just keep doing things for you, and then later. Yeah, they're like, "I did all these things for you," and you're like, "I didn't ask for any of that." But they were just like buying your submission, essentially.
Yeah, like,
or in some cases, that should not be something I need to ask.
Yeah, or the other layer too is that like there's I lost my point. I'm sorry. I had a tick. I lost my train of thought. Sorry, I had focused on.
No, don't apologize. I was thinking.
Yeah, so like I had this experience too with like where one of my abusers, like when they had issues, you know, I always looked after them, but then if I was having problems and I wasn't doing what they felt I needed to be doing, you know, for them, then I was evil and shitty and whatever. And it's like, so when you're having a bad time, I do everything for you. But when I'm having a bad time, I'm also supposed to do things for you. And if I don't, I'm an asshole who's like, you know, using my chronic illness to, you know, take advantage of you or whatever. And it's like,
yep.
Like there's just that unequal thing where it's like, it's not that I deserved them doing things for me, but I deserved at least like some space for the reality that I couldn't do certain things at certain times, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And,
No, that makes perfect sense.
I think sometimes that reality of like, oh, well, if I do something for you, like that doesn't mean I owe you something, can be used by abusers as well as like a way to get you to, I haven't done the fishing thing in forever and I can't remember how to do it. Sorry.
It's when they go underwater when you need to do it.
Yeah, I know. I know. I'm just like, I'm too impatient right now.
Fair.
It's one of those like I press the button because I want it to happen, not because I like actually need to press the button.
Yes. That's a sort of interrupting.
No, you're all good. Yeah, so it's like that's another unfortunate side of it, which is like any sort of reasonable statement or expectation like, hey, you know, things in this relationship, friendship, dating, whatever, isn't reciprocal, can be used to make it so that one side does everything all the time. And if you ask for things, oh, well, like, you know, again,
yeah,
I don't owe you for, like, that you've helped me in the past. It's like,
yes.
This being said, it's that, like, you know, I've been understanding when you can't do stuff, right? Because of your things, you need to be able to be understanding of when I can't do something because of my shit, you know? It's not you being lazy or not caring about the situation. Now, notice that the expectation there isn't, oh, because I helped you when you were like that, like I actively did the things for you, I am owed you doing things. It is, like, I am owed the space of not being able to get something done when I can.
Yeah.
I'm
I think it's the difference between...
I'm owed understanding. There, that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I was literally just about to say that. It's the difference between I am owed these tasks versus I am owed understanding as like a person who we are in a mutual relationship where we give each other understanding and compassion. Like you do owe your partner understanding and compassion. That's kind of what relationships are about.
Well, and I'm not like my abuser was just a really, really, really close friend and my roommate. Like, and it was like I don't think people realize it can be just as bad. Like, especially when you're living in
that's a relationship
space.
too.
Like, that's a relationship too. So, yeah, so it's not necessarily partners, like in a romantic or sexual sense, but more in a like. And it can happen in any relationship. It can happen between siblings. It can happen between parents and kids. Extremely rarely, but I've encountered it happen between a kid and a parent. That was a weird one.
Ooh, I've seen that before too.
Which is fucking wild. That is
wild. Not common, but it does happen.
It does happen. Hey, Casey, how's it going? Lovely to see you. Casey Explosion's lovely. Yeah, and it's so unfortunate because I think so my brain keeps like anytime topics like this come up, I get spacey. Yeah, it's like just I'm trying to find the right way of wording this. Like Yeah, it's just important to realize that like almost any dynamic can become toxic, and this is something like, and I was talking about this much earlier with like the way that people treat mental illness is inherently what makes someone a bad person, and et cetera, et cetera. Like, the way that a lot of abuse talk online happens right now is that it's almost always presented as inherently coming from a personality disorder, often narcissism, which is a deeply misunderstood disorder.
No one should have given the internet access to the term narcissism. I'm just like, oh my goodness.
Like,
oh my goodness.
Like,
Can I give like a very quick mini rant on that?
yes, please do, please do.
Because what people will commonly say is it also has a colloquial understanding. Because there is technically a difference between narcissism and narcissistic personality disorder. But the colloquial definition came after.
Yeah.
The colloquial definition is used to describe narcissistic personality disorder with the ability, what's the term for it? Being able to deny it? Plausible deniability.
Yeah, plausible deniability.
That's all it is.
Yep. And what's so frustrating about it is every time someone replies with the like, oh well, colloquially, it's just like, we both know that's not how you were using it though. Like, don't stand there.
This is
Try
the
and
word
dress
games
this
that are
up.
played against marginalized people, and we see it a lot with trans things, but it pops up everywhere. Like, where you have to be aware of like they're saying that what they're saying is this thing, but we all know, including them, that that's not what they're saying. But then if you get mad at them, other people get told like, well, why are you know, interpreting them though? So it's like it's little games that place you in a difficult position because context
when
is
you
everything
say
in the
this is
term you use. Sorry?
It's when you say this is a racist dog whistle and they go, oh, so you're saying X minority is whatever.
Oh,
like,
God,
oh, you're the
one?
real racist for.
Yeah.
I'm so tired of that. That one's common. Yeah, like it's such a frustrating thing to confront and deal with, and it's difficult to deal with. But like it's important that we discuss it and examine it. And, yeah. Yeah, exactly. And there's a lot of misunderstanding about borderline personality disorder as well, as Hip Valsker put. And it's very frustrating because what made one of my abusers is diagnosed with BPD, right? And what made her abusive to me was not a personality disorder. It was like, it wasn't because she was an inherently bad person, right? Like, it's because she made certain decisions and like I hate it because if there's anyone on this planet that should be biased in that way, right, it would be me, because I've literally experienced it, like, and I'm not.
Yes.
So I really don't think other people have the excuse.
It's
Well, I was abused by someone who like has narcissistic personality disorder, and I wanted to say that I think that it just needs to be said more often, especially in online spaces where people talk about these sorts of things, because it should get talked about, like it should be discussed. But what people need to understand is that not every single abuser has NPD, and not every single person with NPD is an abuser. And that part is not said out loud. And I say this as someone who was abused by someone with NPD.
Yeah, so like, there are multiple people on this call that have literally experienced it. Like,
I wouldn't say any like personality disorder on my end.
Yeah.
But my abuser had psychosis. Also a fun one.
Yeah, that's also often super demonized. And again, it's this thing of, this is not what makes someone abusive. A lot of study on abuse has found that the primary thing that makes someone abusive is power. That is...
Entitlement.
Entitlement and power. And
entitlement is poison.
Like, perhaps it influences how they express certain things. You know, maybe.
Yeah.
But like, it's even that I think is tenuous at best as an argument, and I think, like, just the treatment of of mentally ill people as inherently the worst thing in society is so rampant, especially amongst leftists. Especially amongst leftists.
yes.
Like, I'm sorry, but y'all have this idea that fascists are all mentally ill. Like,
Yeah. It's. I mean, like, I
also
think.
don't want to make a video about it because if I make a video about it,
I-
I'm gonna get the same harassment that I used to get on Twitter. Because I got.
I mean, like, if I felt confident enough to articulate my points in the video, I would have 100% be making that video right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll do it. I'll make it. I'll make that video. It needs to be made.
I will probably make it. Actually, you know what, Finn? If you want to make it, I will fucking help you with it, like heavily. And
I
sure-
am fully willing. I'm fully willing to like kind of front load a lot of the arguments, so that when people get mad, they get mad at me. Turn off all my social media because I don't really need it for like careers or anything, and just have a lot of and like just tell my psych team about it. Like I'm willing to take that heat on a topic like this because it needs to be said.
Yeah.
But that's something that and I promise this isn't me being like, you know, like, well, it should, but the reason that I like I would be happy to post it where I am only because as like a man with the following I have, I think I would face less overt abuse. And I hate that, and I think that should get mentioned in that video.
Yeah.
As somebody who is very open about her DID, if I were to be the one making that video, people would say, yeah, of course she's gonna say it. She has one of those abusive disorders.
Yep. Yeah. No, exactly, and this is why I don't fucking talk about my shit publicly. I don't. Like, Tris, your sister knows my shit, and there's a number of other people in our space that knows this our shit, and I would be perfectly happy to tell you, Finn, because I trust you. But like, I do not share my shit publicly because I don't want to have to deal with the fucking consequences.
Yes.
Like,
and it's why I do share publicly, because I have that psych team. I have the ability to log off if I need to. I have that support network where if I can take that brunt and take it off people who can't handle it, who don't have those networks, that makes me happy. Which is why, like, I don't have NPD or BPD or antisocial personality disorder. Also a really fun one for these discussions. I don't have those, but I will absolutely like take a shot for them. Like, I will be the human shield for them.
yeah, and it's like, I don't know, I just feel like a lot of leftists' whole fucking empathy disappears the instant they decided that someone has a bad brain.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or if they are struggling with addiction, that's another big one I've noticed. Like that leads to develop people so much.
Okay, can we?
Yes.
Yeah, like, which as someone who's had a lot of family members that have survived addiction, like, I luckily don't have any that are currently, as far as I know, you know, sometimes there's people that are struggling with shit quietly, but like, I don't have any that are currently, you know, going through rehab. But for a lot of my life, people who were like my fucking siblings were in and out of rehab. And like, you know, there was a period of time where every day I woke up and I thought, is this the day I get the call? And there was once or twice where it came that close, you know, ODs and stuff. And like, yeah, you know what, my cousin stole money from me when she was struggling with addiction. And that sucked. That hurt, being a teenager and having that happen. But I don't think that she's fucking evil, or was evil at the time for it. I think she was in a fucking hard place, didn't have the things that she needed, and that's not her fault. And, like, these... it just really frustrates me. It makes me really fucking sad, and I'm really tired of it. I'm tired of, like, every 5th video essay, including, you know, a dozen instances of calling everybody they disagree with insane.
Yes.
And you know, crazy and psychotic and a dozen other words. And I want to be clear, it's not these words that are the problem. Because people will take my argument and try to say that I'm, you know, you're trying to control the language and stuff. No, I'm saying the way you are using these words is the problem.
Mm-hmm.
I would also say when such language has like a big issue of being misused like that. People using it like outside of that context help normalize it, which makes it easier for people to use it to be bigoted.
Yeah, like there's a big difference between me, you know, jokingly calling myself crazy, because I am. You know, like that is not a negative connotation. I am not using it in a negative way. I am not using it in a negative light. I am just, you know, reclaiming a term that has been used against me, right? But, like...
I literally, like, I make jokes a lot of the time. No, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna repeat, like, again, I will not publicly share my shit, because I don't think people owe it, and I think the reality is, if you feel like you are owed that, and you feel like you're going, like that tells me you're probably going to judge me for...
Yes.
For it.
100%.
And all I'll say is, there's a fuck ton of people in our spaces that can confirm my shit. You know, like, it's not me making stuff up. I'm not a faker. I'm not one of those weird people that, which I think are way rarer than people think they are. But I'm not one of those.
And they also have a unique, like, sorry to interrupt, but like I think people forget that they have a unique mental illness that is separate from those things, which is like that is like Munchausen is a thing. So like
it is the result of actual stuff. Like, it's not just
exactly. Yeah.
But it's but like people think they're owed that stuff. So all I'm saying is, I am not faking things. There are a dozen people that can confirm my shit. It's just that I don't feel comfortable having that information out there for a variety of reasons, including IRL stuff. You know what I mean? Like my province's mental health system is completely fucking broken. I live in Saskatchewan. It is bad. I have a lot of friends who have been put through the fucking mental health system here, and it has really hurt them. So I don't trust it, and I don't trust, like, certain things being out in the public. But it's very frustrating, because, like, you know what, there is one thing I feel comfortable directly stating, which is, like, I have CPTSD, it really fucks up my memory, messes with my perception of time, and sometimes reality. I don't always remember things correctly. The things that I know for a fact, like, I have solid memory of, I know, and very strongly know, but, like, this is part of how, like, abuse victims end up in situations multiple times in a row, is that, like, because of that stuff, I am easier to manipulate, right? And I don't talk about that stuff very publicly a lot of the time, because I worry that someone will use it against me. You know, because I've experienced that. But at a certain point, I realized, like, A, I can talk about this without getting real-world consequences as heavily, and B, like, people need to be able to hear that they're, like, it's okay and it's normal that they have struggled with this. You know?
I am a level of hope. Okay, go ahead.
Sorry, I have to jet here, no, but I just did want to very quickly say that like, just to really drive the point home, I have been hurt by many people in my life, and the ones who did so intentionally, some were mentally ill, most were not. The thing that they all had in common was hate and entitlement. When somebody possesses those two things, that is what makes somebody dangerous. But I'm gonna jet because I gotta run. But thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me on. Yeah, I love you too.
Genuinely message me about that, because that would actually be lovely. Because I think it might also just come across better if it's on there.
Yes. No, absolutely.
Yeah. The fun of knowing that people are shitty.
It was wonderful to meet you, Finn, and I hope you have a wonderful day.
Yeah, nice to meet you as well. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna sneak out. Bye.
Yeah, like, I just think that, there's just so much misunderstanding, and like, like, I think I got a comment on my video the other day where, like, I could see how, and I don't want to put the person in mind, it was not an issue with this person, but I'm like, if that comment was left to the wrong person, like, the types of things that they would think and view it as would be very bad. I'm not gonna, like, yes, the person shared their personal story publicly in my comment section, but I'm not gonna share it very heavily. Just, they were talking about a person close to them that they were talking about their mom having schizophrenia and, like, the things that they've struggled with, that stuff. But, like, it was very clearly framed as the issue was with the way that their mom chose to handle that and respond to that and do things.
Yes.
And not... But, like, I could see the wrong person reading that post, reading that message, and going, like, yeah, those evil, you know, schizophrenics. Like,
Yes.
It's so sad and so
It's-
disturbing, but it... Have a lovely one.
I mean,
Oh, sorry, I thought you were saying goodbye for some reason. My brain just fully misread that message.
I mean,
but you also
they
Rob,
was
okay, I
saying
love
bye
you.
to people who were leaving.
Yeah, my brain just, like, didn't...
Yeah.
Hey, context affects language. Please watch
But,
our video on this.
It's like on the kind of the topic there. I feel comfortable sharing this here.
Yeah.
Because I trust this community not to take this out of the context. But like my very first girlfriend had psychosis, and a lot of the issues, like I discovered she had this psychosis afterwards from a mutual friend. And with that context, a lot of the issues made sense. The issue there is not bad things happened because she had this disorder. The issue was it was not in any way communicated where I could work with that. Like,
Yeah.
I couldn't know that when she was angry out of nowhere, that meant that she was dealing with psychosis, and I didn't know what I had to do in that situation to support her.
Yeah.
And like, that is the issue. The issue was not she had this disorder, and that is so painful when it gets twisted that way. Because I have friends now who have psychosis, and they don't do that shit because they either they handle when such a situation happens themselves and they don't want to tell me, which is fine, or they tell me what I need to do in those situations, and I try to be accommodating.
It's almost like, as with all relationships, communication is kind of important.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's why even though some of my most heaviest traumatic memories are so heavily linked to psychosis, I will always be an ally to everybody with psychosis.
Yeah. No, I think that's such a good way of presenting it and placing it. Oh, have a good one, Miranda. Take care. Thank you for being here. But yeah, it's like, I think the other thing too is that often the only times that people hear about this stuff publicly, because there is so much shame involved,
Yes.
right, is they hear about it
Yeah.
when things go bad, and it's like, well, no shit, you're gonna have a bad perception of people if the only time you ever hear about them is the worst possible context. Cause this happens with trans people too, right? Like, it's the presentation of entire groups of people as inherently criminals. Where else have we seen that? Like, it's. And again, that, like, inherent, just constant layer of so my brain's like,
Yeah.
of
And then when when they do a good deed, it is treated as an exception.
Yes, that too. So much that. The idea that, like, if you do a good thing as a mentally ill person, it is an exception to the rule. Like, it's like, you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. No matter how you approach it, you're gonna have a bad time.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just be thoughtful about how you interact with marginalized people. Wild concept. Yay.
Yeah.
Nuance?
I mean, like,
nuance in our conversation.
It's the reason why I try to be so painfully open about, like, everything I have.
Yeah.
Like, about the idea, about autism, about trauma. Because, like, somebody needs to be there in the room to remind a lot of these ablets that we exist and we are also people. Like, they just need to get that reminder sometime.
Well, that's such an important point too. That we need to remind people that we are people. Like, God, that is a
Yeah. It's I was in a streamer's Discord watch party for Arcane once. And I at one point had to put in the chat, hey, can we be mindful how we talk about Jinx? Signed, a person who literally hears voices.
Yeah, yeah, that's a mood. Jinx is very relatable as a character, and I really hate how they handled her in the last episode. They were doing so well! They were doing so well!
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Redemption Arc Season 2, please.
Please, I swear to God.
And give her looks as a girlfriend.
God, that would be great. Yeah, no, like, 'cause I recently rewatched Arcane, and I had the same feeling the entire way through. I'm like, oh, I love this, I love this, I love this. Oh, right. Oh, right,
Yep.
it ends like this.
We can't watch it because we have a Jinx fictive in the system.
Are you comfortable explaining what fictives are?
Yeah, sure. So, just to kind of more do the broad concept, let's just start at plurality. We're a plural system. That means that we have multiple different conscious beings within one brain/body. It is not the same as a personality or like it is neurologically and philosophically and spiritually. We're all independent people. Just kind of what I want to start with, because if we can't agree to that, we can't agree to anything.
And also, if anyone has issues with that, you're not gonna like my response to to you having issues with that.
I know your stance.
Yeah, we understand each other.
We've had these discussions, and one, there can be multiple ways we can classify people within such a system. Typically they're referred to as headmates or alters, and one type is what's called an introject, and this is when one of these conscious entities takes on characteristics of something outside of the system. Sometimes these can be abusers in that system's life. These can be historical characters, which are often called detectives, and these can be characters from properties we consider fictional, which are called fictives. And exactly how much they resemble the actual character or person is differs for everyone. So in our case, they have the full external memory and traumas and personality as we perceive that character. And I've seen some cases where it's a more loose connection.
Yeah.
It very much differs in every system.
And also
So the way
it's worth pointing out that they're people and they change. Like.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I mean, like in our case, they are, when they join the system, they still do have like the full memory of that person. From their perspective, it is as if they had a life within that fictional property and then showed up here. And we typically refer to those as external memories. However, they on top of that have all the memories they have built up since. So nobody is a static entity in life. But the way that's relevant here is we also have autism, which leads to hyperfixation, which needs to what we call the traumagenic system, meaning that when we, which is a general term and they're not like fixed terms, they're more just like a self-description thing. So please don't apply these to anybody else.
Yeah.
Only ever apply them to yourself, or somebody who openly identifies with them. But that would mean that when the brain experiences sufficient trauma or sufficient stress that it can that it identifies as trauma, it decides the only way I know to deal with this is create a new alter.
Yeah.
when you mix that with having autistic hyperfixations, it will go, okay, the way we're dealing with this stress right now is by hyperfixating on this character, or this ship, or this show, and it will then recognize immense stress and go, okay, so clearly the author we need to deal with this must be this fictional character.
Yeah.
And that's how our system ended up with a lot of fictives. We have mostly gotten this under control to like avoid too many splits.
Yeah.
But that's how we ended up with one from Jinx who is heavily traumatized, and we can now never watch Arcane again because that's going to trigger those external traumas.
Yeah, like, even when we were watching it, we were talking about it, and the thread was where we had to be like, is it okay that we're touching on this?
No, I fucking, like, Jinx saw the message and was like, wouldn't it be really funny if I responded to this?
It was. But yeah, like, a lot of people just have a lot of deep misunderstanding of DID and plurality.
Yeah, I feel like I need to present a thesis every time I talk about something like fictives, because people will misunderstand and misconstrue it so quickly.
Yeah, well, it's the classic thing of like, well, that sounds weird, so must be made up.
It's not roleplay, it's not canon, it's not pretending. Like, this is a recognized psychological event.
It's
there is
more
literature
common
on
than
this.
people think it is. There's recent research that has shown that it like might.
There's also the issue that like psychology research is fucking horrible.
Very behind of the times, very biased against patients, because often it is people who have dealt with
or against disorders
at their worst too. Like
yes.
If the only time you ever interact with mentally ill people is when they're struggling, that's going to flavor, let's say, the way that you view them.
Yeah, so I think a better way for me to explain it is like, this is a thing that has been noticed, that has been written about, that a lot of people have shared their accounts on. And either you can accept that when people talk about the lived reality, that they are genuine, or you can fuck off.
And added layer that often gets ignored is not only is it well documented and well researched and everything, it's also well documented across history. There's a lot of cultures where it's well recognized and actually celebrated. Now, in the West, unsurprisingly, it was not. And but it is well documented to some of our oldest literature. It's sort of the same thing with trans people, where it's like, oh, that's a new thing. It's not. Yeah. And again, and I talked about this earlier, like, mentally ill people tend to, not talk about their experiences publicly because of the extreme levels of bigotry and trauma that they undergo. I'm gonna finish this boss fight, and then that'll be it for the stream, because I gotta get ready to go watch Dungeons & Dragons movie with my dad.
Sounds fun. But yeah, like, the culture thing as well is like very specific to the ID, because it is written in the DSM that it doesn't count as a disorder if it's a religious, spiritual, or cultural thing.
Yeah. But they do recognize that as existing. Like, that is part of the DSM recognition of the existence of this. Like, it's, again, that's extremely well documented, including, like, for example, I learned this a little while back. The term DID came from a doctor who was trying to disprove the existence of it and couldn't.
Yeah.
Like, it's that thing of, like, if people have literally been trying to disprove the existence of this thing and failing, then, like, maybe you should just listen to the people. Because, yeah. It's also, like...
Yes. To Paracaso Rory in the YouTube chat, I would highly recommend the Pleural Association as a source. They tend to write a lot of articles and link to a lot of videos. that tend to give very inclusive advice on plurality. I don't know everything they write or everything they post about, but what I've seen from them tends to be quite good. So that can be like a very good source to learn from. That's, of course, like a very suggestion to everyone, but because I saw it in chat,
Yeah, no,
thought it might be
that's
useful.
really good to have resources that are valuable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Basically, yeah, go listen to Plural Systems. Be cautious about psych research about Plural Systems.
Yes.
Because a lot of it is questionable.
If you wanna support a plural system, follow me on Twitch at Garden_system.
You can shout yourself out. Like, I'm pretty sure you're
Can I?
not on Twitch, right? You should have access to
Don't think I am.
Oh, okay. Hey, Bellamy. Bellamy, you missed Soul Bunny and I talking about her video for like 2 hours.
It's Garden_system. I mean, I can just put it in the Twitch chat and it will show up on the stream, I think.
There. I'll just do exclamation point SO. There we go. There. Yeah. Follow my friends. They are cool. I'll probably just leave the VOD up, Bellamy, so you're welcome to go watch it. Soul Bunny might have mentioned you a few times. Good things only, but yeah. Alright. I do have to go, because I'm gonna go see a movie with my brother and my dad, and it's gonna be really fun.
Have a wonderful time.
And have some food, and just, yeah, you know, sometimes families aren't fun, but sometimes you get lucky, and there's some good stuff, and we should celebrate that. Yeah, I'm gonna raid the Twitch chat out. Thanks, Ghost. Thank you. Seriously. And let's see, who's online right now. Oh, I haven't talked with them in ages, but I'm gonna raid into Radical Links, who's an old friend of mine, back from like when I first started streaming. They're lovely. Yeah, we love trans people, support trans people. If I can just leave some notes, because this week's been grim for people like us with all of the various legal things happening in the US and stuff. So I just want to say, I know it's hard right now. It's okay if you're not feeling okay. It's okay if you're sad. It's okay if you're having negative feelings. Bottling them won't help, but wallowing in them won't help either. So look to your community, to your spaces that support you. If you are cis and you have trans people in your life, don't go bug them about this topic. Just be fucking nice to them. Like, we don't get enough of that. And yeah, if you have money and time, you should always consider supporting trans people's GoFundMes, especially Black trans people's GoFundMes, which often get ignored. Those are my action pieces for the day. Look into your local community and have a lovely evening. Is that gonna work? Did I spell that correct? It is not rating. I will try it again.
You can also rate directly from the stream manager if you use it, or the creator dashboard.
I don't, because I use Restream, so I can stream to both.
Oh, fair.
Both things. So I don't know why the raid command. Oh, it's slash. Thank you. I am a fool. Thank you, Chloe. This is why Chloe is around to help streamers not be goofies.
I didn't notice either.
Shout out mods. Just in general. I want to shout out mods. Oh wait, Tay isn't. I thought Tay was a mod. Okay, you're a mod. And where's the last time that you? Okay. Yeah. Have a lovely night. Love you all. I'm gonna give it like 5 seconds and then I'll raid.
That is quite the connection. Aeronok, hello! Welcome in. It has been
Hello.
a while. Welcome in. How are you doing? How was your stream?
Oh, sorry, I was muted. Thank you so much for coming on. That was really freeing.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and literally any moment.
We are playing.
I did have a few moments where I was
Vegas.
like,
If you haven't
okay,
seen
be
it,
careful not to
it's
out.
a 4v1
I was very
Jetpack.
close to accidentally
I
doing
don't
it.
have my Rewinder logo visible.
Yeah, I was like, okay, shit, do I need to course correct? I think I was
There we
like,
go.
I think my.
I-
You've turned the stream off, by the way, right?
Yeah, we're off stream. We're off stream.
Okay, good, because otherwise it shows up on the VOD still. You can things